That should be everything sorted on my end. What are we at for player count? Around 95 players. That's fine, that's a good average to have. And we'll have the prediction go up when we get to the map. Oh wow, no, they're not even... I'm really early on the stream then. We're 95 in. I heard a beep beep, so I thought we were transferring over to a different mission, but okay. Normally, FNF doesn't get started for another 10, 20 minutes, actually, so I definitely jumped the gun there. I'm just ready to go, essentially. How are you all doing? Wee Woo here. Fallen, Mayboro, Saber, Antlion Eater. How are you all doing? We've got... Hold on, someone else just poked me. Oh, that's from the other night. That's funny. Okay, we're good, we're good. We got Friday Night Fights going tonight. I'm trying to message Dante to see if we're going to be doing anything special today in terms of other things, so we'll see how things go. Just getting my messages out on Discord and whatnot. It's always when, and I've complained about this phenomenon for a while, but it's always when I start streaming that everyone and their mother starts DMing me on Discord, and I have to quickly sort through all that, but nonetheless, we'll see this number get up to about 95, maybe 100, and the first round should begin in about 10 or 15 minutes. Again, I kind of jumped the gun on the stream there. Well, no, Larry, I'm not talking about op slotting. We actually got through all, like, I think almost every slot except one slot for the op for tomorrow. That mission file is pretty much ready to go. I just gotta test some coding out to get things done there. I'm just talking people DMing me about random stuff, like... yesterday I misspoke. I thought it was the dragon that people were firing those missile tubes from was from 3CB. It turns out that wasn't the case. 3CB doesn't have a dragoon yet, so it was from a different mod that I don't even know of. That was probably in there as extra. Maybe... No. I was going to say NI Arms, but NI Arms doesn't do AT, so I have no idea. Did I see the new Star Trooper game? There is a 4-hour VOD on the channel that I think went live this morning of Dante and I playing it. A few rounds. A lot of it was us sitting around and just vibing. But I'm, again, trying to reach out to Dante to see if we're going to do something tonight, because he also told me about the latest Demonologist update. So I just want to see how that goes. And now my mother's texting me. 1 second.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
All right. Just getting all that squared away. Looks like they're starting to slot up. I'm going to check the TeamSpeak real quick. We are at 100 now, so now I can do a slight title adjustment, because I always like to advertise when we get into the triple digits. We're just going to start seeing that get reflected on the server. So we saw it jump from 63 to 80. We'll see that jump up to 100 in a second. And we'll get that going. Probably get up to maybe 105 tops, because usually people keep joining the TeamSpeak till like 3:15, 3:20-ish, which is why they usually don't start till 3:30. But this gives us a second to talk. In terms of what I have to do today, I'm going to be honest, I woke up late. I took it easy. I just played Fallout New Vegas. It's been a while since I just woke up and just chilled till the stream, and I think I just decided to do that today. So with that, the evening I'll be working on more streaming or video editing or whatever comes up, and you know, we'll be going from there. Mission files I have to make. I gotta make some Halo stuff, some more Starship Trooper stuff, some Last Ship stuff, some Black Templar Space Marine stuff, some SOG Prairie Fire stuff, some Karma Cut stuff. I think that's it. But yeah, maybe I'll decide to have some coffee during or after FNF and just double down on that. But again, that's all going to depend if Dante wants to go and, you know, do stuff. 1 second. It's my mother texting. All right. I'm just going to put the phone down. I just told her I'm working, so I'm not going to... I got to stop responding because I have my job to do. Stream the mission dev? I will. Yeah, no, I might as hell, because I'm trying to think, is there anything I want to be secretive about in terms of mission development? Maybe the MCO, but beyond that, do I really care? No. So yeah, we might have a mission dev stream or two. We'll see. But again, I wanna play more of that Starship Trooper game because it's really fun. Pretending to be a Jeremy. Not gonna lie, it's very entertaining. And I mean, beyond that, I was excited to play on the damn Stalker server for DayZ since they just released a new version, but apparently it was like ass. Of course, I decided, you know, get into Arma Stalker and everything magically breaks. That's just karmic forces aligning. And then I need to do a few other bookkeeper things. I got an offer to do something which is going to be completely out of my normal streaming zone. That's going to go through official channels, but it's a paid gig, which is nice. And I could use the money because I'm a bit broke right now because taxes suck. I got a message Karma Cut about covering Killcog, the next event, because I definitely want to spectate that. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do. And what was the third thing? Oh, there was a third thing, too, that was channel-related, and I can't remember it off the top of my head at the moment. I just had it, too, but suffice to say, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah. Zeus Ops in Squad. It's something I got to reach out to that one guy that gave me the offer and actually get a physical date down for that. And then, of course, there's the commission jobs and all this other yada-da. So, yeah, I'm punished for taking it easy today, so we'll see how things go. You bet your left foot Blue 4 wins. You trust Pierce? Who would buy Patuno's left foot from me? Because I'm about to have a left foot and I don't know what to do with it. Phantom, thank you for joining us, man. Hope you enjoy the stream today. Patuno, I don't mean to rag on you, buddy, but Pierce is a wild card, okay? He is an honest-to-God wild card. Like, the definition of completely unpredictable. So, by is he actually commanding Blue 4? I don't know, okay? A lot of people have a negative stigma about him for good reason. I'm just putting it out there. He is an absolute wild card. I've seen this man pull some of the craziest plays that either completely kill his side over or he just somehow executes the most flawless strategies I've ever seen in FNF. I don't know if it's skill or dumb luck. It's probably a mix of both now that I think back to everything. Who's he fighting, though? Kiri. Okay. Who is the latest up-and-coming admin in FNF as the community manager. I don't know. The community manager versus the wild card. This should be interesting. We're up to 95 right now. Let me tab out. And oh, gosh. Zixme's here. Cool. We're up to 104, so that means we should at least see triple digits on the server in a second. I know. So I was going to wait till we got to the map screen to go over specifics today, but I will, there is something special going on for FNF, and I'll get to that when I can. And now everyone under the sun is telling me that, but no, Kiri has a direct line with me, because again, he's the community manager for FNF Early Branch right now, and he's telling me how everything's going down when FNF decides to do new stuff, which is great. That's what I do like about FNF. I mean, it's very structured in what it does, but they're not afraid to try new stuff, which is why we have Vietnam Nights, or, you know, this new strategy, not this new strategy, this new, I don't really know what to call it, I guess, experience, for lack of a better term. Which OFCRA, I mean, also, it's great because they do a lot of variations. They completely change their mod sets at times. Like, both of them have really good ways of doing things that keep them unique. Mission layout would be a proper term for it, yeah. But all 3 rounds with Pierce commanding Blue 4. This should be good. This is a thick file. Good God. By the way, the Starship Trooper file is going to be massive because I'm putting a video in it. It's going to be a Digby file, which is my slaying for one of his mission files because he always puts videos in his.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Dream, I hope you do. Larry, thanks for giving Az a sub. Hope you both keep enjoying everything. I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. I'm also debating drinking, but I want to kind of keep that for tonight, too. One second.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
For the first time in years, I have decided to do FNF slightly love on need. Get ready for some questionable admitting. Come drink with me.
Oh, man. Man, I'm debating it. I don't really have anything other than homebrew right now. I'm keeping it tomorrow for a game night. But nonetheless, thanks for the 57-month resub. I hope you make all the proper calls, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Alright, here's the deal. Let me put the prediction up, and then we're going to go over how tonight's going to work. I could always buy more. I'll go, oh, okay, so I'm going to put submissions up. Don, if you're here, thank you. If not, Az or Larry, thank you for doing it. Appreciate it. Oh, there you are, Don. All right, here's how tonight's going to work. So they're going to do this basically like a storyboard tonight. The results of this mission will lead to the next mission. So if Op4 wins, there will be a mission done. But if Blue 4 wins, there'll be a different mission done. Compared to nights where we've just had 3 different missions on 3 separate maps with 3 different plot lines, this is all tied to the same plot line, which is going to be really, really cool. So there's 5 possible missions that we'll be seeing. Basically just Blue 4 Op4 winning in this one. So they'll build off of each other. It'll tell its own little story. So I do really appreciate that here. We'll read that in the brief, but it looks like Op4 is going to be attacking 3 different terminals right off the bat. There's 2 strategies Op4 can do. They can literally do this, or they can do this. Malin also, they don't see my lines, right? I can draw on the board like this, because I like doing that to showcase everything, because I don't have a little dot that comes up. Or, I mean, actually, no, Pierce is on defense, not offense, so we wouldn't see this.
Now.
That would be a classic
I only
Pierce
came
play.
back for Malin.
Dream, I'm happy to see you back in FNF, buddy. Hope everything's okay with you. You're saying you only came back from Alan? Nice. Regardless, hope you keep enjoying the operations. I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Well, I mean, you're playing, too. Remember, if you're playing, you can be on here, but once we start in, unless you're Malin because he's just an admin doing admin things, don't watch. Anyway, let's see how things go. We got transferred into T-Far channel. I'm going to tab out one more time. The running total is 104 players for this scenario. At least that's what I see in TeamSpeak. And let's go ahead and cover everything. So, briefing here. Missions made by Puma. Background: in the heart of Colombia, a fierce civil war rages on between 2 forces. The Reds and the Blues fight for control of the country, leading to the Reds trying to open another front along the ocean. The Reds are hoping to capture and destroy vital information posts inside the Blues garrison in Catalina. Notes: the Reds only have 1 spawn location. Game mode here is add sector. Actually, no, it's uplink, my bad. So how uplink works is there are 2 or 3 terminals. Sometimes there's even 1, but in this case, since we see 3 symbols here, there are 3 terminals. Both sides know exactly where the terminals are, and the attackers have to try to get up to the terminal to interact with it to start a 90-second countdown. Let me actually verify that. Yep, hack time is 90. Once that 90-second countdown expires, the terminal self-destructs and it is considered captured. If at any time the terminal is going down its hack timer, a defender can interact with the terminal and pause that countdown, requiring an attacker to go up and restart the countdown, but it doesn't restart at 90 seconds, it just continues at wherever it was paused. So, with that, the attackers win if they take all 3 sectors or eliminate the entirety of the defense, aka kill every enemy player. The defenders win if they kill every attacker, or at least one terminal survives at the by the end of the 50-minute round. Because again, an FNF round is traditionally 65 minutes, 15 minutes being a safe start to make a plan, and then 50 minutes to actually execute said plan. Now, looking at the rest of our mission variables here, 750 meters of render distance, 125 build points for the defenders, which is the standard for FNF. No magnified optics nor NVG equipment. Also, it is raining, which means local comms are going to be tougher to listen to. Medium anti-tank settings, I don't see an echo on either side, so this is redundant. Otherwise, we'd see an E on that side, and I don't see an E on either side in terms of the groupings. Otherwise, Blue 4's gear are going to be generic military jungle camouflage kits. Loadout's going to be HK-416s or M4A1s, Glock 17s as their secondary handgun, 249s for the Alpha Bravo Charlie light machine gunners, medium machine gunners and Delta get the 240 Golf, light anti-tank and Alpha Bravo and Charlie get the M136 HEAT launcher, also known as the AT-4, and crew and aviation get the choice of the MP7 submachine gun or an M4A1. Nothing on crew served weapons. Their assets include an HMG Land Rover with a 50 cal up top with 600 rounds across 6 different 100-round boxes for its turret. They also have a transport Land Rover in case they want to deploy something around, and they have 2 static standing M3AA M2 turrets with only 400 rounds of ammo across 4 100-round boxes. Op 4 are going to be generic military woodland camouflage kits. Their weaponry is going to be Soviet or no Russian-based because it's AK-74 MRs, which are modernized, or AKSs if they want to take them. MP443 Gratches as their secondary handgun. Light machine gunners and Alpha Bravo and Charlie get the RPK with 45-round mags. PKPs for Delta for the medium machine gunners, which get 100-round boxes. Light anti-tank for Alpha Bravo and Charlie is going to be the RPG-7. Crew and aviation get the choice between the PP-2000 submachine gun or an AKS. Nothing on crew-served weapons. Their assets involve 2 transport gas Vodniks that are unarmed, a BTR-80 with the KPTV turret, which is 14.5 millimeter, though they only get 50 rounds for that heavy machine gun, but it's a very chunky round. Or, of course, the 2,000-round PKT, which is, 200... Is that only 1,500? That's only 1,500 rounds. So that's 250 times 6. But, I mean, that's still a lot of ammo. And then, a smoke generator if they need it. And then they have 2 PKT Gaz Vodniks, which has a PKT facing the front and the back. However, you cannot move when you're on that turret, which makes you a very easy target to get headshotted by the opposing marksman. Otherwise, I'd imagine since we didn't see the marksman rifles, Blue 4 is going to probably be a Mark 11, and Op 4 is going to be an SVD. We'll see that in a second. Nothing on Green 4 because there's no Green 4 side. That is the most of that. Let's go ahead and start with Blue 4. Pierce is going to be commanding all 3 rounds tonight. So I'm going to be honest with you. If I was in your shoes betting, I would put and I didn't know anything about FNF. If you know about FNF, you already have your stigmas. Here's how I would do things. I would put a minor bet on Op 4 to start for your first round bet. Bets 2 and 3 are going to really depend on how the factions go, because again, these ops are going to be based off of each other. Round 2 is going to be the result of round 1. Round 3 is going to be the result of round 2 in terms of how they play, and what missions they do and who it gives favoritism to, yada yada. But the commander is going to be the same. So if Pierce starts off tonight as a wild card, he starts off with a very good play. That is a very good indicator for tonight that he is quote-unquote on the money, which means he's going to go balls to the wall with all of his plans. They're going to be effective. He's going to kick a lot of ass. However, Pierce, I will be honest, is a little more often wrong than often right. But he is doing a defense play, so I'm going to be honest, 50-50. I don't see him screwing it up. But if he goes on offense, that's when it can really get tricky. I digress, though, when I say this. I would put a very minor bet on Op 4 if you're just starting off here because, again, Pierce has an interesting track record. Pierce literally is the guy you want to Hail Mary on, but we got multiple chances to see that tonight. So I would base Blue 4's performance and their plan with this first round as a defense. That's a really good way to see if Pierce is going to be right or wrong tonight. and we'll see how Curie commands. And he might switch it off with another guy. I forget if it was Puma or someone else, but we'll see how that goes. But Pierce on defense, this AO is really, really simple on both sides. They can only attack from the north or the south. They could try to come in from the open areas on the east, but that's probably going to be suicide. We'll see how things go. But all Blue 4 really needs to do is have a primary line that's ready to fall back into more positions of cover and put explosive traps down and just cause attrition damage to Op 4 coming in on either side, really. The Terminal 2 area on this military perimeter. We got some great Overwatch areas. The entirety of this barrack second story can cover everything. They got multiple towers to work with. They got some really great choke points. I'm pretty sure these walls can't be destroyed by explosives. So Blue 4 has a really, really good Terminal 2 to fall back to. Terminal 3 is under threat because Op 4 can come down through the jungle area on the east here. But I think Pierce has a very easy Op tonight. So if you're a little more seasoned on stuff like this, again, I'm going to be honest, it's 50-50. If you're starting out, you want to make a safe bet, put a little bit on Op 4 just to get a taste for what this is, but this could really go either way. This could, honest to God, go either way because any defensive commander could see this AO loadout, look at the 3 terminal locations, look at where Op 4 is and where they're going to start from, and, I mean, this is a very easy first round, which I like seeing. The first round just being a very nice minor incursion. It forces Op 4 to take certain routes in. And, of course, they're probably going to do something silly, but we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Because this BTR has a lot of room to work with in these open areas to provide overwatching fire. But Blue 4 have that Land Rover to hunt that BTR down and shoot it with 50 cal. So this could go either way. This could really, really go either way. But let's go ahead and go over the roster here. So Pierce commanding, Snaja Parabine, his platoon medic, Steve commanding Alpha with Azuki, Famfo, Kabubi Face, Misfit, Twins, Jerry, and Tyler all under him. NASA leading Bravo with Scupu as the 2IC. Depso taking the marksman rifle. I was wrong. They're going to have a 20-round Mark 14, which has the same exact ammo as the Mark 11, but it's a little more older. It has a little bit of a tougher recoil to work with if you're going to hip fire the thing or fire it from crouched or standing. So it's a bit of a tougher platform to work with, but interesting that we're seeing that. I like that change, though, because the Mark 11 is a very powerful gun to work with. Though I think the Mark 14 that they have can also be full autoed in a CQC situation, but you have to be within like 10 meters of your target. Otherwise, that second round's going to go over their head. Unless you aim for their balls, in which case the second round will go in their head. Fun fact. Otherwise, let's go over the rest of our roster here. Bravo 1B led by Bluck with Lolo, Tymic, Cuboid, Wonder, and Ivno. Pro Hunter leading Cameron, RB, Martin, Crazy, and Gogu. Norris leading Charlie with Higgs as the 2IC, and Araya taking the marksman role, Nano taking the medic role. Jirka leading Charlie 1 because he has the slash in his name with Iqbal, Ian, Yuki, Hunt, and Holtz under him. Charlie 2 just has Grav and Patriot. They'll probably merge with Charlie 1. Flux being led by Delta with SL Dream as the 2IC. Novix taking the medic role. Arma Jesus leading Delta 1. He's got Kanan Artisan with the 240 Golfs. Zoni and Guy Fury taking assistant roles. All right. Papega Pirates on tonight. They are taking Blue 4. For those of you that are new, the two communities we like to watch are Papega Pirates and Scandi Recon. They are the communities that constantly have the highest KDs within the sphere of FNF, and usually we see them against each other, and where they're positioned makes all of the difference, because you'll see guys like King rack up double-digit kills like it's nobody's business. Let's see how many Scandi Recon members we have and where they're specifically positioned. Kiri, I believe, is commanding. Gross and Alexander, it's hard to tell who's going to be the 2 and 3 I see here. Maybe they'll alternate it between all 3 rounds. Mackenzie being the platoon medic. Olaf leading Alpha. Charlotte taking, yep, it is an SVD for Op 4. So that's a 10-round 7.62 by 5.4 cartridge, or bullet, wrong term to use there. And the recoil for that's also a little tough to work with, but is manageable. Benib taking the medic role. No one taking leadership in Alpha 1, so it's going to follow the RPK gunner, which is Javi with Autovisky, Reapers, Huel, and Lunasic. Andriri leading Alpha 2 with Cherviak, Taurus, Bard, Warkus, Asada, and Fox. Bravo being led by Scandi Recon. We have a big Scandi Recon roster on tonight. Okay. Yanni Finn leading, Iander being the 2IC, Nemesis being the marksman, Cullis being the medic, Cats being Bravo 1's lead with Puma, Oliver, Mirowell, Nafs, Malin, and Dobbs. So they're taking a basic squad role. Interesting to see that. So we'll just have to see how everything plays out with them. But they also have a Bravo 2 to work with under them, which is going to be Newt leading Nicholas, Toxic, Roderick, Nil, and Hayes. Charlie being led by Tim Kappa with Baller, Deluxe, Jamal, ID, Qasim, and Haj. Ash leading Delta with Eric as the medic. Major Khan and Tackleberry taking PKP roles, probably from Delta 2 merging with Delta Actual, because Wheaton is leading Delta 1 with Gazog, and Banks taking the PKP roles with Cooper and Ice Archer being assistant roles. And then Lolo and Sam are going to be vehicle crewing the BTR-80. I'm going to be honest, those vehicles that Op4 has are only going to be good for rushing into this AO, but there's no reason to rush this AO because Blue 4 is going to immediately be on defense. I think Op4's best bet, in all honesty, is to have one squad, probably Delta, move up to these areas in Overwatch from the rocks and have the BTR transport up with them for proper Overwatch, and then have Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie move up the forest. If they wanted to, they might consider taking Charlie, having the Gaz Vodniks coming around over here, and doing a wide flank around, dismounting in the tree line and assaulting from the rear to at least put pressure on Blue 4, because here's the thing, spreading your enemy thin isn't always the worst idea to do. You just have to make sure that you have a primary assault wave that's being properly supported, because that rear force is going to do one of two things. It's either going to be able to start backcapping objectives, if you're able to backcap objectives, or it's going to lock in any forces that are on rear security that can't be used as QRF against the main force. This forest, gonna be honest, I would not put more than 2 squads in, because there's a very small insertion point you have right here to work with and roughly right there to work with, all while you're being covered by Delta and a BTR on the right flank. So, or in their case, it would be their left flank. It's just based on my camera angle. So we'll say the eastern flank for this movement in from the north. So that leaves one squad the room, and since they have the vehicles, the maneuvering to go on the rear and then potentially push, force Blue 4 to consolidate on the final objective, lowering their attrition rate that Op4 as the attackers are going to suffer to get into the sector itself. So that would be a solid plan I would do as the attackers. For the defenders, I would probably have a squad on Overwatch positions over here, but honestly, I'd probably immediately get told, hey, these positions are untenable, because, I mean, they do kind of suck in terms of that rock cover. So I would have one squad on internal defense to take these Overwatch positions. I'd have explosives on key buildings. I would leave this up to the squad leader to take that. I'd have one squad probably go up here and ready it to either close the gap on an ambush on the rear or to push it over to any force trying to do any sort of overwatching, and I would just make my northern defensive lines. What this leaves is I have 3 squads right here. I got 1 squad over here. The Land Rover I would commit to QRF, and I would just leave this to be capped by an opponent, because usually they would hit the terminal immediately. And if I need to, I can push these guys back for rear security, or I can have them maneuver somewhere to flank anything that comes in on the side. But again, the fighting's going to be in town, and there's no real kill zones to really work with, so you got to focus on the town security. It's not the best defensive plan. The best defense you're going to end up having is on this area itself. But taking these buildings on the side and potentially having some guys lying in wait, pretending they're clear, could also work out, but that would be up to the squad level to do. I would probably just set up a town defense proper. And right off the bat, the mission has just started. Some people got teleported back. They're putting forces all the way over here. We're seeing some gunshots on some windows to shoot them out. This concerns me, because where are they going and why? Because there's no reason. But again, this is Pierce we're talking about. So we have the entirety of Bravo, which honestly is like a third of the entire group running away. So remember when I said, if you're new to FNF and you want to make a safe bet, bet against Pierce. This is the shit I'm talking about. We have even more guys going. Why? Op 4 is going to do a massive reach around here, though. And Blue 4 is immediately running to this military base to lock it down and overwatch from this tower. Again, not a bad play to make. Very risky if they do that with no support, but they also have the Land Rover to work with. So right off the bat, no infantry staying with the BTR-80, so that's probably going to get cornered and sniped early on. Blue 4... Malin, are you here? Or are you playing? I didn't see Malin. The only thing I can think of is Blue 4 did not know where Op 4 spawned. That is the only thing I can think of for this. He is playing? I didn't see anything on the notes, though, that said... Here. They don't know where the enemy spawns. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. So in the event you have an AO like this, and you don't know where your enemy is spawning from, you never want to go out and do something like this. Because what if you're wrong? You know, is that for every round, Malin? Does either side not know where each other spawns every round? Or is that just for this round? Because I could have sworn they knew where each other spawned. Because if that's the case, then I've been commenting wrong this entire damn time. Most rounds they don't know? Oh. Well, good to know that, because I always assumed they did know. That can explain a lot. Look, if that's the case, they shouldn't have sent all this. They should have just sent the Land Rover over to watch the road. Like, literally on the bridge. Or on this hill. And they could have literally looked up and down the river. Pierce. Pierce, Pierce, Pierce. Oh, no. Thankfully, Op 4 have decided to do the long way around, so by the time they get up to here, I think we'll start seeing Blue 4 pull back because they're going to realize that there's nothing over here. I appreciate Pierce's aggression, because if Op 4 spawned over here, this would be a great strategy. Because you're pretty much going to lock Op 4 to this side. Oh, man. Everyone is out of the actual terminals except for Terminal 2. Op 4 is going to have a massive... The most dangerous point of the cross is going to be right here, but there is a little bit of cover they can put things around to keep it open. And open from that road, too.
To the north. 600 to the south.
All right. 5 minutes have gone. These guys have made this distance. So next 5 minutes, they're going to be getting on Hill 9-7. If they go deep enough into the jungle, this Blue 4 garrison won't detect them. And then another 5 minutes, they'll be on Terminal 3. So another 10 minutes of maneuvering are going to be spent. Because now Op 4 is going to occasionally be taking breaks for stamina. So Blue 4 have 10 minutes to figure this out.
You stay. You stay.
Okay, also, if you don't know where the attackers are going to come from, you should not be crossing the bridges here. Because anything you push further, if you're Ron, means they're going to have to pull back. So here's what we're going to see. Advantage is going to be given to if Blue 4 can pull back in time, but otherwise Op 4 has it. Because so much Blue 4 is out of position. Oh... This hurts. This hurts so much. Not even considering the actual spawn point. Let's completely disregard that. We know Op4 spawned here. If we had this type of AO and we didn't know where Op4 spawned, here is where they could logically spawn out of all of these places. Spawn position A, because they do have a BTR 80. Spawn position A, spawn position B, and spawn position C. Those are the 3 places I could see them spawning because FNF doesn't really make spawn points that allow people to immediately cross rivers, based on track record alone. So with that, if you wanted to lock this stuff down, send a group up there to lock this down. Send the Land Rover either over here or over here, and then send a squad that way, just to see where it is and keep everything else on defense. Figure out where the enemy is coming from, and then if you have enough time, make defensive lines over where they could potentially attack from, because going all in on a defense, especially if you're Ron, can be costly. Now, if Op 4 knew, or Blue 4 knew where Op 4 was spawning, they spawned over here, this would be the play to make. This is definitely the play to make. But it looks like they're turning around, they're starting to leave because they've realized they don't see anything. They could be spawning somewhere else, which is why this was a silly call in my opinion, having everything reach around. But I'm wondering if these guys saw movement. Oh, whoever's birthday it is, happy birthday.
Over there. There were some people in the forest.
Yep, so they're calling this out. Got some more Blue 4 guys moving in close.
In the forest.
So this is going to give these guys enough time to get back and get on defensive positions.
Yeah, there are people walking over there. You see it in the gap.
Of hill catastrophe along the edge of the border. Marked it.
Alright, Azuki's doing her best to spot what she can, but she's being told by her 2 battle buddies that there is movement over there. I think they're not seeing them right there. They're seeing them when they're more to the left, because now there's this defilade to work with.
No, I didn't see them. I just called it in. No.
So right here.
I don't even.
Fog is killing me.
Again, he was looking more to the left. So, like, where Charlie and Delta for Op 4 are right now.
You know, which
so if Zuki were to look left, we might see...
Oh, there are people there.
Yeah, it's to the right, left of the road. There it is.
Yeah, we can fire. Oh, yeah, definitely. Holy shit, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, don't worry. Wait.
And again, if Op 4 was more around on the border itself,
one platoon of people moving along the border to the
and
west.
they'd know.
Can you point to them? I don't see them.
One platoon size.
Yeah, you can see.
Walking along. Never mind, it's an entire team. It's a fucking entire team.
Yeah.
I see everything besides the vehicles.
There's someone looking back.
Copy.
Yeah, they're looking at each other.
At least 2 individuals, 1 with AT.
That's 3.
Oh, yeah.
And again, at least 2 means, yeah, it could be 3.
Do we want to engage? They're looking towards us.
No point of engaging right here. You're just going to slow yourselves
Copy,
down. Keep moving.
Did you pass it up?
Have the BTR hit that position. Oh, I mean, I've seen Scandy Recon
Yeah, make
Papega
sure
look at
everyone's
each
on
other like
whisper
this, and they
again.
just
Whisper
start
check.
waving.
Also, good eyes, Jay. All right, let's dip.
So again, Blue 4 is going to have time to get
sorry,
back and make
yeah.
defensive lines. Now they know the entire force is coming here, so they can make a defensive line in the trees and just pull back.
Fucking sucks.
And we still have the BTR just holding on reserve. Got all these units triple timing it back. I really hope they're not being ordered to stay at that spot, because that's a really bad spot to be on. But I can tell you this, Op 4, as soon as they get here, we're going to see some squads break in and start moving to Sector 2. The other half are going to break in to get to Sector 3. And then as this force moves up, this sector will be, excuse me, terminal will be taken, and they'll start moving up this side. This will be the bottleneck. Why is Holtz unconscious? He fell. Watch your step, everybody. Little worry because this group's going to get bypassed immediately. Maybe they'll be able to get the kill on the BTR or have some harassment there. Charlie out here, I think they're just worried about anything else coming in. But these guys are going to be pointless, but they'll end up folding back and holding Terminal 1. And then, again, why are we seeing forces stopped just outside of the terminal? Maybe for some sort of counterattack, and then you basically surround forces as they're in here and, like, try to hit their rear? I could see that working. Because then they all of a sudden have to deal with a massive force behind them, and it's pretty much an encirclement, and then they have to basically halt their advance. Or, as forces advance, the reinforcements going with them get stuck because they have to deal with this force, and that splits the attention of this major attack force. Again, I could see that working, but there is a massive amount of them. But at the same time, grenades are just going to be that much more effective. So, if Blue 4's plan is to do an encirclement on Terminal 3 and wait for them to move up to Terminal 2, then I could see this being a very solid strategy for Blue 4, adapting to what they're seeing here. And then they have some rear guard just to make sure nothing else is coming behind them. I could see that definitely working. What's concerning me here is Delta is setting up to engage Alpha. This doesn't need to be done.
On the very top, I think.
But
Yeah, I got a guy on
at the same time, that also further divides the force, so they're not all in that small area here. So I think the whole platoon slowed down to deal with that issue because we've burned through another 10 minutes of the clock, and I thought they would actually be on the terminal by then, so it's going to be at least another 5 minutes, but that's just giving more time for Blue 4 to react because any time burned on the clock works in the defender's favor, in this case, Blue 4's. But at this rate, we're seeing these guys moving up in this direction, so this shows me they might try to come down through the open area here. That is a very bad idea. Did someone else get knocked on con? That's brilliant. Of course it's Papega Pirates. This wouldn't be a bad Overwatch spot, but as long as they don't ascend through the open ground and instead come around through the jungle, I could see that working. But they don't need to make their presence known there until these guys are hitting that position. Because what that'll also do is cut off any QRF that Blue 4 sends down. God damn it, Az. And I have nightmares on that Modern Warfare 2 map terminal. So what is Kabubi doing? Are you guys on security? Because we're about to have a really nasty CQC fight right here. This is what, Op 4 Delta? Gonna be fighting Blue 4 Alpha because Blue 4 Alpha is trying to get on the rear of that massive formation. But if they stayed up there and did security, they'd know that, oh, this is gonna get messy. Funny enough, Kabubi might run right into command and take him out, but...
They're very close to me. Danger close to me. Get up here on me right now. Hey, I have enemy. Danger close to me.
Steve, first KIA. Command immediately ducks north, bypassing Kabubi. Alpha now getting pinned down in some of these buildings. Oh, this is bad. Kabubi's completely lost now because he went way too ahead. You got more Blue 4 with Charlie that can come in and assist, but this feels like Blue 4 is just going to lose a lot of manpower here. As they try to get on the rear of this formation, but Op 4 did a great job of pulling rear security because they knew that there was an Overwatch element behind them. Now you're starting to see that BTR move in. They kept it back because they didn't want its engine sounds to give away this entire Op 4 maneuver. So one squad here, one squad on Overwatch, two squads going in. That's going to make that noose a lot more effective, but it's only going to be for 50% of the Op 4 force. What this is really showing me is I have no idea who's going to get ahead here, because I think it's going to really go either way at this point. Delta looks like they're popping smoke and disengaging. Did we just see an Op 4 guy get sniped? Nope, but Major Khan's dead over here. He died in that firefight. This is the Land Rover and other units taking this position. Jerka gets a great snipe on Tackleberry. And we've got Blue 4 pressing the attack, but now we're starting to see some forces turning around right here, including Command moving up. Tackleberry wakes back up. He's prone behind this log here, so that's what saved him. Little bit of... No, they're blue on bluing. Guys. Wouldn't be PvP without blue on blue. Mackenzie's coming right down to this guy's position. Tree is still in the way. Major force still coming around. Interestingly enough, right on top of where that Overwatch position is. So there'll be a source of contention right there. But again, this is meant to be a trap. I like what Blue 4's done with that. See some rounds going to hit that Hunt IR round that was launched. It's a 40mm camera grenade. Fire up in the air, gives you a nice bird's eye view. Ironically, Blue 4 are not on this Overwatch rock. They're staying on the low ground. Huh. Meanwhile, Misfit, I think, was the guy over here. He got knocked out again. Blue 4 advancing. This man got blown up by a grenade right next to him. Rest in peace, the Lone Wolf. Now you got Mackenzie trying to go for a second kill. Keeps him pinned on that corner. Friend on friend, FNF, yeah. That works, doesn't it? Tackleberry's still taking shots. He goes low. Little exposed below, but the concealment of the grass is going to help keep him hidden. But yeah, now you got Op 4 folding in because they don't want to keep going. Lolo is unconscious over here. I don't know what caused that. Sam is the driver backing up. So why is the gunner uncon out of the vehicle? That's weird. Long range GL's going in very far. Oh, that was a ricochet. So Mackenzie credited for that grenade kill. Now you got the main fight going. As Blue 4 opening up into this tree line. Op 4 haven't taken any casualties from it. It was just an opening barrage. Yeah, he jumped out instead of, yeah, I probably got yeeted out of the Vic by changing seats, but maybe I've accidentally dismounted, who knows. This round's going to be played down to the wire, though. Based off of the pacing we're seeing, we'll probably see it conclude around the 5 to 10 minute mark. I don't see it going beyond that. I'm a little worried about Blue Force levels of defense, but we also have these M2 turrets. We got one of them up here, and it just helped got a knockout on Andriri, who got pulled out of that and is getting medic by Fox. Good call by Fox, otherwise he would have been double tapped and killed. But that M2 position's on a great spot for Overwatch, but is now being engaged and they have to immediately pull back into cover. So as I predicted, we got one force going in over here, another force going in right there. I thought there would be an Overwatch position here for Bravo, but they decided to fold in instead. Delta might go up and take that role. And now you got Alpha trying to push along the rear as Tackleberry pulls rear security. Sam and Lolo uncon in the Vic. That BTR-80 is going to be completely ineffective this round, but I figured it would be anyway. So we got some Blue 4 guys getting killed off back here. Bravo 1 waiting for the terminal to be hacked, but again, the strategy Op4 has done here is going to prevent them from being encircled here because one force is already going to be spearheading. Now, Delta are the Papega Pirates. They are some of the best players here. We're going to have to see some really good explosive and GL plays. Explosive traps go off! That was done by Bravo. They explosive trapped it. Now they're moving in. Look at that. 4 KIAs. From that explosive trap, if no credited with those 4 kills. That is one of the best explosive trap plays I've seen in a while, and now they're coming into counterattack immediately. Look at that. That immediately repels the Op4 attack. A few defenders still alive over here. That's going to allow these guys to get right on top of the objective and take it out. But Zixby doing a great job going prone right here. He is one of, if not the best player from OFCRA. Hack paused, and now you have defenders immediately on the position. I thought this would be a noose closing back here, but that with the explosives was textbook.
Yes. Or he's down.
Lolo could come up here and hit him. Nope, he's going to get on the wall. He's got the 249. Isn't able to get the kill on Asada. No, he does. Wasn't double tapped on the rear. I thought he was. Skipu coming around. Lolo gets a great double kill right there. Skipu sees Fox pulling back, tries to put some shots on him. Unable to as Fox maneuvers around. We need to see this force smoke and come in and reinforce. They're not doing a lot right here other than keeping Op4's units pinned on the outside. We see a classic Papega Pirates counterattack right here as they push in and start having lines bleed through on each other. You got forces pretty much completely intermingled, and with Op4 still having forces on reserve to push in because they got pinned by Charlie on the rear and Alpha, this is quickly turning around as we're seeing infantry coming into flanking plays, but they're paying for it. Utter chaos across multiple fronts right here. As Blue 4 is doing their best to counterattack, but Op4 is holding, but it's costing them quite a bit. Terminal 3 now under threat to not even be taken as Blue 4 sends more QRF inside. Terminal 2 isn't being pushed anymore. We got a few stragglers that could bypass and get the Terminal 1 even, but Papega doing a great job counterattacking around this playset. This is Papega on Scan your Recon right now. Great play by King here, using that 240 to the best of his ability. Oh, I agree. Great grenade thrown over. Mirwell doesn't notice in time, tries to jump through the window. King gets knocked prone, so Katz doesn't notice him, but Arma Jesus kills King! No! Oh, that's great. He got 2 kills. He had 3, but he thought King was a hostile and slays the King. Classic Papega friendly fire moment. That's given Scandy a breather to work with here. Op4 re-attacking, as now we're seeing that QRF fold in, but reinforcements... actually, no, this is still the same amount of players. Puel coming over, trying to find Cuboid as Cuboid loops around. Pre-fires the corner and jumps him. Autovisky trying to get on the rear of Blue Force formation. Depso loops around that grenade. Trying to get into CQC to full auto him. With that M14, doesn't check his left. He goes prone, giving Autovisky the chance to get a headshot, and he gets it. Charlie and Alpha now encircling what remains of Delta, getting some great kills over here. We've got Lolo who's pulled back to get a Vic. Sam also almost ramming into each other. That BTR-80 is just not doing anything. I mean, right now it's really the rug has been pulled from Op4 here. This fight, still anyone's game. This one, they can't push without reinforcements, and those reinforcements are getting encircled. Great play by Pierce here, turning this around immediately. So this is a good indication for if Pierce is going to perform this way for the other 2 rounds. We could see some really good Pierce plays tonight. Puma, though. I can't tell if he's getting shot by friendlies or not on this position. Grav getting friendly fired.
Or maybe it wasn't you. I think it was
Touch the terminal. Yeah, he's gonna immediately medical. Not bad. Terminal under threat. Scandy Recon pushing. This fight, though, Blue 4 is winning it out. So even if Op4 bypasses and hits those 2 terminals, Blue 4 is going to have an iron grip on this one as we see QRF trickle on either side. Though we could still see someone hit the terminal and count the timer down because they've already lost about half of the time on it. Explosives are thrown. It goes off. So even though if you killed 2 and blew up 4 as the explosive specialist, you should have gotten 6. But I only see you with 4, which were the original 4 explosives. There's Terminal 2 being tagged by Zoni. I think it was Depso, the auto rifleman got those kills. Malin gets knocked out. Malin just crawled into the grenade in the corner. Oh, and Puma gets bitch slapped. That's a double kill for Dream. Flux going for the terminal tap. Op4 still assaulting. They're putting GLs on Patriot's position. No, it went far and hit an R right in the face. We got Gross playing prone defense in this little nook right here. Doing some medical. Blue 4 successfully sweeped around. We got a few Op4 guys around, but Blue 4 has the advantage. Terminal paused at 54 seconds. Naf's on the far flank, trying to find an angle. There are sandbags in the way. All forces have kind of moved out of the jungle, except for a little bit of Op4 to come and provide QRF. That could tip the tide. But this fight now, Blue 4 has gotten control again with QRF coming in from the side. BTR maybe at this point could be effective, but again, it's not happening. Tackleberry uncon again. I think he doesn't have enough blood to wake up, so he's going to slowly bleed out. Nafs could one-man wonder this, but This could still swing either way. I want to clarify that immediately, guys. There's just too many players on both sides that can still make all the difference, though that grenade... Nope, it stops him. Autovisky's stuck on a texture here trying to get away. And Gross cautiously moving around. Look at all the fighting that's been done around here. It's mainly his guys dying to this one prone warrior. Naps again being cautious. The rest of the force back here. Still contending with forces on the outside. Flux trying to counter Cats. But Cats pulls back into deeper cover. Gross desperately scouting this terminal. Camred might come and check on him. He does not. More shooting heard. You're hearing, seeing flares getting fired up on this position. That GL's out of ammo. Naps again being cautious with this, trying to flank around. BTR coming up to Terminal 1. You only have Ian covering right here, prone. People are usually in chat, but they're not actively watching, but we can yell at them later. Terminal 3 hacked again with 30 seconds remaining. Cameron immediately bitch slaps him for that one. That was Gross. The player, not the action. And that's going to be left with 17 seconds remaining. Still 4 Op 4 guys marauding around, but there's 5 or 6 Blue 4 around for immediate defense. You're seeing Lolo one-man this as Sam provides Overwatch. But again, Ian's immediately going to get up and tap whoever comes, so... all 3 terminals successfully being defended right now. This is very, very nice to see. How's Dream doing? Oh, he's on 1 kill, which means he's friendly fired someone. That's funny as hell. Who did Dream friendly fire? That's funny. So Lolo throwing some grenades that cause some panic right here. That's making Ian run around. BTR now pushing in. Trying to pick off anyone that runs into its line of fire. Not a bad idea to rattle the nest. Op 4 making a play. Autovisky trying to get a shot. Gets spotted by RB and immediately taken out locally. I think he got a kill up here. But again, Op 4 evenly trading right now is not the plays they want to make. We got Luna coming around. Is he going to spot RB? He does. Gets the knockout. Needs to get the double tap. But he doesn't. Op 4 meanwhile, forces continuing to maneuver around. We've got a smoke grenade going off. Ian's pulled back. Terminal 1 is being hacked now as Blue Force consolidating on Terminals 2 and 3. Luna coming around. Grenades being thrown on Nasa's position. Nasa's dead. He is not, but now he's being flanked by Luna here, and Nasa survives all of that. That's incredible. Luna pulls back into cover. RB wakes back up. Will RB get revenge, or is he going to focus on bandaging? He's going to bandage and miss his opportunity. Wait! Luna did not double tap, and that cost him. Or her. I don't know. They're just waiting the terminal right now. Though interestingly enough, this has caused a few Blue 4 guys to pull around on that terminal and do some Overwatch, but... I mean, beyond that, Op 4 is down. Tymek came around, got the kill, but the second guy, Ben, was able to counter. Tymek still uncon. Explosive satchels going off around the terminal site. No kills netted. Op 4 still coming on. 15 minutes remaining here. Ben gets caught in a tree and Pogo takes him out. I think Blue 4 double Op 4 at the moment. You got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 versus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah. 2-to-1 advantage there. There goes Terminal 1. Op 4 gonna have to make a play, but Blue 4's locking it down. Maybe. It still could go in Blue 4, Op 4's favor, but it's really looking like Blue 4 right now in this late game. I don't see any AT gunners remaining. There's some GLs, but they might be exhausted at this point. No, Grab used all of his. But this BTR is going to pretty much go up to this AO unmolested. It's funny as hell. Yeah, they dug a trench so they could vault over. Guys.
I'll push up with the
guys.
pushing on foot.
No.
I'm in. Who's throwing nades?
No. What are you doing? Why would you use that if that already... Why isn't the gunner providing security on the Okay. This has been a certified TSB moment. And it has been written down as such. Well, Naps heard him coming down the stairs, so he sends Patriot back down the stairs. How nice of him. Cats, just hit the terminal at this point, dude. You gotta rush to the final zone. 5 off 4 remaining. Hack started. Is Dobbs... Yep, Dobbs dies to a grenade. Cat's trying to hold local security. Naps getting Ian. Either side wins that fight. Great grenade throw by Ian. Getting it up on that corner. It was really risky because if it fell down, it would have wounded friendlies. Norris double taps. Hack gets stopped by Grab. And Norris comes in and saves Grab. Holy shit. I think this is where the defense is going to end. Again, Op 4 have the opportunity to still get Terminal 2, but Terminal 3 up there is too heavily defended. It's Boo 4. Double tap by Lolo. Anyway, Cran, welcome. Welcome to FNF, buddy. Where your friends are not your friends. All right, Ash coming in on the rear. Hold on. Ian, it was a smoke. Oh, if that was a frag, Ian would be dead. He got the kill on Nafs, though. Did he shoot him or did he fall? Wait. Wait a minute. No, he shot him. Good shot. Slow game. I am definitely going to make myself some coffee after this, though. Lolo making a play. Office filled, cool. Ash breaching around. Again, this was a 2v2 right now, and this was the final objective. This would be intense, but we already know there's no way they can then move up on this 4-man lockdown. So again, we're having the fallacy of no one wants to move on the terminal. Everyone's trying to check every potential corner outside the terminal to get a free kill or two. Not regarding the fact that they're burning the precious time they have left, this being Op 4, and that they're not going to be able to get to the other terminal. So might as hell just balls to the wallet, in my opinion, because you still need that rest of that time to get up to the final objective. You know, I don't know when Pierce died, but he died in this building, which assumes he died protecting the objective probably in the initial assault like 15 minutes ago. Ash is going to make a play, touch the terminal. Norse is going to come out and tap him, but will that terminal fall? Lolo might be on an Overwatch position to find Ian. Honestly, this isn't a bad spot. There's only a few places you're going to be spotted from. Lolo pushing, Ash pulling back? Why? Ian's going to tap Lolo. He's crippled. He is not crippled. I don't know what he's trying to do. I'm half tempted to go up and make coffee right now because I know it's going to take a hot second, but I will take a brief intermission. I'll change the commands first, and then I'm going to go make myself some coffee. I know, I'm poking him with the stick. See, this is, again, the fallacy I see in some rounds of FNF where it's just down to 2. Again, if this was the last objective, I would be totally for this slow play. You know, the edging, the whatever you want to call it. But there's still another objective up here. So this doesn't matter. You gotta rush in and get it with any hope to get to the final area in time. I love how they did this. They went in here and they literally went outside of the compound, and now they're going back into the It's like, god damn it. What are we doing? Well, it's not the wild card anymore because Blue 4 was the wild card play. Ah, Lolo, you haven't been on this channel long enough. Yeah, if you think I'm a schizo when it's DayZ, just look at this. This is just schizophrenia with actual Arma players. Yeah, Ash can't seem to climb. His enhanced movement key's busted. Has anyone seen any good memes recently? Because it's going to take a hot second. We're stuck with this for 5 minutes because someone can't enhance movement. God, don't you love life. Lolo's trying to go on the position that Ian shot him from. Which, again, this was the last objective. Would make sense. Ian is now, ironically, in the position Lolo's at, so we could just see an Uno reverse card. Fair Don, that's if Dante wants to play it, because I'm only going to play that game with him or other friends. That's just ironic. Literally, we just spent like 4 minutes for these two to literally go in the reversal of positions. Like, okay, cool. You got 4 minutes now to hit this terminal and all of a sudden drive up there and make it to that one. Here comes Norris. Thank you! GG, Blue 4 wins. Wait. Son of a bitch! Yeah, you spend all this time tiptoeing around just to give Norris a double kill. Like I said, if that was the last objective, I'd get it. But there was a totally different one over there. So it's like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you being so silly? The wind. All right, here, while they transfer over to the next mission, we're going to go ahead and run some ads. I only run ads between F&F rounds, and I do it because, well, it's the only reasonable time to run the ads, and I feel like if I run the ads in positions that it's useful, it decreases the likelihood Twitch is going to try to impose more ads on my channel. Because I've noticed on a lot of other channels that they'll randomly play ads even though they haven't done the contract thing for the few extra $100 a month for running ads every like 30, 60, or 90 minutes. Twitch still does it, but they're not doing it to me, I think, because I still occasionally run an ad, so I'm not completely disregarding the system. So, you know, I'm trying here. If you give me money, will you not run ads? Yes. Because you'll give me more money than the ad revenue, but I also put ads down because it just gives me time to write more of the commands. Because I use it as an intermission thing, I'm also going to go make coffee and whatnot. Alright, so we have 108 people on the TeamSpeak, 99 people in the Arma server, so this can jump to 105. So I'm going to reflect the title accordingly. Yeah, just be sub, you won't get ads. Or you can give me $5 and I won't run ads for the rest of the night for the F&F stream. Alright, let's see. Multi-map. Trying to think. Alright, this is round 2. Pitsuno, keep your foot. I don't have any use for it, buddy. So Blue 4 is now on the offensive because they won. Blue 4 is attacking 3 Op 4 sectors. Blue 4 is commanded by Pierce. So I got to add that in now because we know. And has 10% numbers advantage. 2 speedboat miniguns. And transport. Wow. Blue, or excuse me, Op 4. It's an H. Two M2 statics. You know what's funny? I actually, years ago, when I gave a bunch of recommendations to F&F, I also recommended something like this, where one side, like the previous mission would be based off of, or the mission, the second round would be based off of the first round, the third round would be based off of the second round. But it would be something along the lines of like a campaign, like instead of doing it all in one night, it would just be a reoccurring mission of, you start in a neutral point, and if either side wins 2 matches beyond that, they would win the, you know, quote-unquote campaign. But if Blue 4 won the first round, then for the next round, with Op 4 playing defense, they'd get slightly better assets. And it would just keep going back and forth until either one side would win despite, you know, odds against them slightly, or B, it would just be a Pyrrhic thing all around, because eventually you would exhaust every location on the map, which would be interesting. Righto, Don. Alright, and I don't have to adjust the map command. So I will be right back. I'm going to make myself some coffee.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
Alright. Let's see. Righto, Phantom, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. This is round 2. I just went up and made myself some coffee. And, alright, just reviewing everything. Cool, we're good. So, they'll start the round. We're up to 107 players. That's great. I'm going to quickly go fill in the slotting for my op tomorrow, which is going to be I'm also harassing Vix at the moment because it's fun. That is a lot of porn you just sent me. Good God. Anyway, other person did that, not Vix. I'm just harassing her over other stuff. Anyway, now to do slotting. I have a Starship Trooper up tomorrow, the start of a new campaign, which is quite nice. Now we're going to map screen because I just heard beep beep, so let me go ahead. It's Whimsical Surf Ninja. Good, because his original slot didn't go on because it got filled. Why is it taking so long to load a Google Doc? Oh, is Google having a freaking aneurysm right now? Let me try it on another thing. Yep, Google's having an aneurysm right now. All right, well, I guess I'll do that later, but he has the slot, so that's fun. Or is my internet having an aneurysm? Nope, stream is still live. Excellent. All right, so with all that out of the way, let's see what the AO is. It's continuing from the previous AO, so Blue 4 is now attacking into Op 4 territory. I like it. Basically, Op 4's round 1 spawn is now Blue 4 spawn. And we've got some bridges in play, so Blue 4 can go all the way around. Or they're going to have to work with boats. Neat. I like that these are small AOs, but, you know, the maneuvering they're going to have to do is going to be all around the AO, so it's going to take them a little longer. Anyway, because I always like to go over it, my simple iced coffee recipe is, sorry, 1 second. All right, BRB 1 second.
Yes! Score! Let's go!
So what was the issue, Carrie?
Huh?
About, was it that we can't slot in when we did, or?
Yeah, but I think they said it, they had, like, you know, said it amongst themselves, but didn't say it to paid goods. It's fine.
Yeah, nobody had said it to me. So, whatever. I'll be back in like a minute. I just need to grab a cup of water.
Well, squad leads, you got a minute to get you guys in order, then briefing. Why this big rot? Fuck. Yeah, maybe not.
Alright, sorry about that. Larry, can you get the prediction up for me? If you don't know how, let me know. I will tab out and set that up. Otherwise, round 2. Let's begin. So, in the previous round, since round 2 is a continuation off of round 1 for this week, we've got all of this going here. So, Blue 4 now going to be on the offensive. They've got 2 speedboat miniguns to work with, plenty of transport, and all of this other stuff. So let's look at our mission details. While the control of Catalina is in Blue 4 favor, they can push forward and attempt to capture nearby red base, excuse me, not an airbase, to prepare for their advance on San Antonio. The Reds on the defensive fight to hold their ground and attempt to regain the initiative. Notes, terrain deformation to create sandbar bridges across the river. Nice. Boats have a channel in the middle for each sandbar to safely travel over. Game mode is going to be ad sector. How ad sector works is there are 1 to 3 sectors in the AO, fully labeled by all sides here. So when the attackers enter the sector, if at any point while they're entering the sector they have the number advantage in the sector over the defenders, so if the defenders have 3 people in there but 4 attackers go in, or there's no defenders in there and 1 attacker enters, it starts a 60-second timer. At least I think it's 60. It could be 90. 1 second. It is... it doesn't tell me. I think it's 90 now that I think about it, but regardless of that, once those 90 seconds elapse, the sector is considered captured and the defenders don't have any way to retake the sector. If at any point the attackers lose the number advantage by leaving the sector or dying in the sector, the timer is then reset, and we'll start counting down again from 90 when the attackers have the number advantage again. The attackers win when all 3 sectors are taken. The defenders win if at least 1 sector is held by the end of the round. And, of course, if you wipe your entire opponent, you win by default. They call it by elimination. So, with all of that and the game mode gone over, let's go over the mission variables. 850 meters of render distance. Defenders get 175 build points, which is 50 over the standard 125 for, ace fortified scripts. Usually items cost about 5 points. No magnified optics nor NVG equipment, though. Medium anti-tank I don't think matters because I don't see an echo on either side in terms of the letter groups, so that doesn't need to be gone over. Blue 4 are once again the jungle camouflage kits. They're Blue 4 base with 416s or M4A1s, Glock 17s for the handgun, M249s for Alpha Bravo and Charlie's light machine gunner. Delta gunners get the M240 Golf. Sorry, brain went into a bunch of different locations when I go into the auction voice there. Light anti-tanks, the M136. Crew and Aviation get the choice between MP7 or an M4A1, though I don't think that matters because they only have 12 transport rhinos and 2 speedboat miniguns. Op 4, meanwhile, are your generic woodland camouflage kits. Their loadouts are more Russian-based with AK-74s modernized. UUK means they can use Eastern optics. Zentico railing means they can use Western optics. It is up to their choice. Or they can go an they can go with an AKS because why not? Handguns are going to be at the MP443. Light machine gunners now for Bravo and Charlie get the RPK with the 45-round stick mags. Delta medium machine gunners get the PKP. Light anti-tanks get the RPG-7 AT weapon. That's also an Alpha Bravo and Charlie, and then Crew and Aviation get the choice of PP-2000 submachine gun or an AKS. Also, marksman rifle for Op 4 is going to be the SVD, and Blue 4s is going to be the Mark 14. Assets for Op 4 include 2 transport jeeps, which can only carry, I think, 4 people total, 1 Mutt HMG jeep, which can only carry 3, and then 2 static AA turrets for static defense on the sectors themselves. Looking at the roster here, starting with Blue 4, we have Pierce commanding again. Snajapar is going to be his 2IC, Steve leading Alpha, Azuki being the 2IC, Kabubi Face being the marksman, Fampo being the group's medic. I don't see... Okay, there is a slash there, so Alpha 1B led by Vagrant with Misfit, Tyler, Autovisky, Cooper, and Batty, and Qasim under him just joined in. Commander leading Alpha 2 with Jamil, Baller, Block, ID, Devin, and Tim Kappa under him. Arma Jesus leading Bravo with Korvac as his marksman, Guy Fury as the medic, Kane as the 2IC with the grenade launcher, Novix leading Bravo 1, Flux, Ice Archer, Artisan, Shuffle, Zoni, and Lunasic. Papega Pirates on Blue 4, again, one of the 2 best communities in FNF here. Always good to make a note of that for you guys betting that have, been here for quite a bit. Norris leading Charlie with Higgs as the marksman and Inara as the medic, no 2IC noted. I do not see a slash in the name, so the leadership falls to Uki as the machine gunner role with Hunt, Jerka, Ian, Harrington, and Holtz. Newton leading Charlie 2 with Nicholas Hayes, Toxic, Rodray, Grinley, and Ninja. Delta being led by Pro Hunter with Ben, Cameron, Crazy, Skeeta, Martin, RB, Twins, and McCarthy. Mackenzie and Grav being one of the vehicle crews, and then Arcane and Fresno being the other vehicle crew, probably to have the speedboat miniguns. By the way, these 40mm grenade machine guns on these boats have probably been resubbed for a 50 cal. Sometimes it'll tell me, sometimes it won't. Yeah, so I don't know. If it's going to be replaced with either a 50 cal or a 7.62 M134. Usually it's a 50 cal, but that is usually dealer's choice for the mission here. Otherwise, Kiri's going to be commanding, Gross going to be his 2IC, Alexander as the 3IC for Op 4, Patriot leading Alpha with Lolo, Reaper, Charlotte, Sam, Jabi, Olaf, Huel, and Fox all under Alpha. They merged everyone together. Bravo being led by NASA, Lolo as the marksman, Pogo as the medic, Bluck leading Bravo 1 with Depso, Kermit, Cuboid, Wonder, Ivno, Tymic, and Zixmi. Zixmi, fun fact, top player in OFCRA, at least one of the 2, him and Ziki usually trade that role, so I'm always interested to watch him. Andre leading Bravo 2 with Asada, Terrace, Cherviak, and Warkus under him. Charlie being led by Ash with Eric and Banks under him. Eric being the medic, Banks being the marksman. No leadership for Charlie 1, so it falls to Major Khan as the machine gunner role. So Major Khan leading Tackleberry, Wheaton, and Gazag. Nemesis leading Delta with Malin as the 2IC. You can tell who's in charge usually by the top of the name, but the 2IC has the GL. The squad leader does not. Fun fact. Iender being the medic. Nas being the Delta 1 lead with Colas as the PKP machine gunner. Puma as an assistant, Cass as the PKP machine gunner, and Oliver being the assistant because Delta have the medium machine guns 2 per team, and then Mirwell and Yanni taking the Delta machine guns, and then Dobbs and Dream being the assistants. All right, overall, let's have a look at these sectors. Sector 3 on this coastal area right here, just a bit of a coastal village. It's okay. Not a lot of cover to work with. Pretty open ground. You could see Op4 potentially hold some units here and then on the beaches to really lock this down. But with Blue 4 being able to deploy anywhere, this kind of falls apart because you got this high hill right here that's in the open that, you know, the attackers could assault from. Holding it means that they'd have to make some entrenchments. But not a bad AO just because it's also right on the river. But there probably are better AOs. Sector 3 is right here with a little bit of tree line to work with, but you can take those tree lines and basically extend the sector control to lock down these open areas and the waterways. This one, again, a little tough, has its pros and cons. It's got a little cove right here that helps it out in terms of a big open space, but you can just take the tree lines here to defend it. And then Sector 1 is this military base, the best AO by far because it's got overwatching positions over a perimeter fence, a lot of second-story positions, which they've been sandbagging to lock things down, some big open areas to work with. Only weakness is a tree line to move up with it, but they've got, you know, second-story positions to immediately lock it down and a lot of big open areas inside to work with it, so that's not a bad one. I mean, none of these AOs are bad. I mean, I could see Op4 literally just hunkering down and holding their line. The one thing that I got to worry about, though, is a bridge right here. It's a pontoon, and then there's also sandbar bridges here, which you see one right here for infantry to cross, a little deep zone for them to swim on. And then you got another one over here, but again, there's positions for the boats to cross. So it's not just going to be a lot of waterway crossings. I'd imagine that Blue 4 has been made aware of those positions to work with, and they can also teleport over to this spawn point here to immediately move in and possibly take control of these sandbar crossing positions. But again, it's going to be really tough if Op4 puts a force right here to kind of hunker this area down, so... Again, I think Op4 is being a little over-defensive here. I think they can fan out a bit more, but I think after seeing... No, how would I put it? If Blue 4, if they actually flipped sides and Pierce was commanding Op4, I think he would do another overextension like he did. But now that he's on offense, we'll probably see him do something crazy. But because Op4 kept all their forces together and saw it almost work, they just lost out in the PvP at the end. I think they're going to continue to play it very conservatively, like they did with their attack with that one major side going through. So it could go either way. Anyway, Baron, welcome, buddy. And I hope you keep enjoying all the Arma content. YouTube's kind of forced me to, on the main channel, upload a lot less, but I always upload 2 VODs a day. One of them is always going to be an Arma video. But otherwise, you know, I also do other things. But I want to keep that VOD channel going as best I can, because I'm, you know, I got to be a businessman, too, and follow YouTube's policies on how they want me to upload, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we'll see how everything goes with that. Speaking of which, I'm just looking at my accounts right now. Man, that is so weird how the algorithm's working with me at the moment. There has to be some throttling being done. I gotta go figure out where that is, but either way, we'll work with it. Ah, man. Regardless, we'll see how all this goes. I'm going to be having some coffee. I'm hoping after FNF to play some more Starship Trooper with Dante. If not, I mean, we'll either do some DayZ or some Mission Dev. You know, a little bit for everyone. Because tomorrow we got an Arma 3 Starship Trooper, Rob, which it's going to be more coin-based. We're not going to see the bugs till later in that campaign. But, again, setting up a plot. Ah, man. Oh, yeah. Since I have a second. Yeah, I got 4 minutes. Cool. Coffee recipe. Really, really simple. You can take about a teaspoon or a tablespoon if you really want to feel it, but I always just do a teaspoon of coffee grains or instant coffee. Teaspoon, because you want to keep these even on parts. Teaspoon or tablespoon, depending on what you're doing with the coffee, of sugar. So, for simplicity's sake, 1 teaspoon of coffee, 1 teaspoon of sugar. 1 teaspoon of the hottest water you can get. You can just get it from the hottest setting on the faucet. You put that in a bowl. You take a small whisk. You tilt the bowl sideways and just whisk it back and forth. Unless you want to get that arm strength because you don't masturbate enough, then you can, you know, just hold the bowl down and spin it in circles. And you want to beat that mixture until you get stiff peaks. Stiff peaks means if, because the mixture is going to get turned into like a frothy mixture, you'll put the whisk in the mixture and move it up, and if it creates a peak that doesn't floop over, that's a stiff peak. Yeah, either way, you're using your hand to make something stiff, but I digress. Then I usually like 1 part evaporated milk, 1 part milk, and you fill the bowl and then you whisk it together again. If you want it sweeter, which is how the traditional Korean iced coffee method for it is, because I got this recipe from a all-you-can-eat, well, it wasn't an all-you-can-eat, it's a Korean barbecue place that's pretty good. It was a college hangout for Bloodwing and myself. If you want it sweeter, then you can use condensed milk, but otherwise, oh, Bloodwing's here. That's what I usually drink. Hi, honey. I was talking about Kogia. No, we're not getting Korean barbecue. Yes, I was talking about the iced coffee drink I stole from them. Bloodwing is a Korean barbecue fiend. Yes. Do you need them? Here. Chat says hi, by the way. What time will the op be on Tuesday for the second Starship Trooper op? 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. Same time as the Monday and Wednesday ops. I really hope they don't Arma into each other. Though it would be funny if they did. So, my ops usually try to go for 2 hours. I try not to go more than 2.5 because then the player fatigue really hits. And I think mission 1 and 2 are going to probably be along that line because sometimes I put out an op and I know for a fact it's going to probably only get to 90 minutes at best. But for the first 2 Starship Trooper ops, yeah, they're going to probably be around the 2-hour margin. Rounds have begun. Blue 4 committing everything to an infantry charge, none on the boats, and are just having the speedboat miniguns go off, but we just had a misfire. Oh no, they do have units on them. Okay. First boat on point is unarmed. Second boat has a squad. Cool. Well, player fatigue is a really fascinating concept because usually, I want to say 80%, if not 90% of the complaints I get in ops are usually in those moments past the 2-hour mark when the player fatigue starts hitting. Because people get cranky or they get bored or they want to, you know, move on to the next thing. But again, it really depends on the community as well, because I don't know, I've got a weird relationship when I think back to CCOs. Because CCOs, that's the reason I don't play Arma 3 PvP as CCO 7, but I can't deny there was just something fascinating about having a 6-hour PvP op with no breaks. But I would never want to be in those command shoes again, because people's egos are fucking silly. But I met Vix, so, you know, 50-50 on good and bad there. But no, I got plenty of Arma stories from all the crazy shit I've had to do. But no, I'm excited to hit Karma Cut up to cover Kilcog. That's gonna be fun. Looking at the rounds here, we're just waiting for Blue 4 to develop. Looks like they might do a crossing right here, which means they're going to do a crossing over here. That's going to leave them very exposed. Or maybe they'll try to go for the pontoon bridge, but again, that'll be very exposed. So I really don't think they should cross right there. I think they should all come around like this. and then just overwatch on that crossing or use their speedboats to provide that. But they're also doing a really far dismount. I don't like this at all. Because this is going to mean at least half of their players are in a position where they can get engaged. Op4 not sure if they're going to be able to be in positions to capitalize on it. But you always want to have your overwatching forces be able to quickly come in and reinforce your main force coming in the meantime. 50-50 prediction? Not surprised. Pierce won the last round. So now everyone's confused, right? But we got Bravo crossing, so Alpha and Charlie are going to come around this side, and Delta's on that side. This isn't good. We could see a crossing still be done right here, but honestly, anything even from the back line right here can engage that and probably get headshots. It's just... there's not really any good way for Blue 4 to cross right here, and they're just essentially making a gamble with no recon on all of this. Pierce is the permanent commander on Blue 4's side. I see what he's going for, though. He's thinking maybe he can have Bravo and Delta line up right here to hit this sector right there, and Alpha and Charlie come around and start maneuvering. But he's really misread the terrain, if that's the case. Because you got this massive open area right here, and you have to expect, since there's a sector right here, Op4 is going to have defense on this open area. So this is a kill zone. And then, you know, you got the crossing point right there. You got Force to work with. I'm really trying to get into his head right now. Maybe these guys are going to go right here, set up a defensive line. You'll have forces right here. Use this crossing point. You got forces right here to help this force move in. Or they're going to try to help this force move in and have another group right here to kind of lock this area down to allow that to go. But they'd have to pretty much have everything right here locked down. With, oh my god, that has to be what they're doing. No, that has to be what they're doing if they're having Alpha crossover as well. At that point, though, yeah, no. So the main focus is this crossing point. Because there's no way in hell they're using that one. That's way too open. So they're going to put probably 1 or 2 squads worth of guys right here. They're going to put Charlie right here, and they're going to focus on trying to cross right there. They're going to bring the boats in for support to help lock this down as well. We might see one come over on the right side to draw fire, and then another boat either come up here or also go into this area. They might also use this cove. But beyond that, then they're going to be blocked off because of that pontoon bridge. So the boats are only going to be useful in this area, but that's what they're banking on. That has to be it. Looking at the rest of the AOs, the only other option he really had, though, was to come up here with the boat crossing and then push in, but you still have this massive open area to deal with. I'd argue maybe putting Delta over here and then Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie to push in just so Delta can draw fire, because this is one of those few times where you would want or allow for a squad to operate on their own, because there's no easy way for them to get counterattacked immediately unless they cross through the bridge and charge you. But I think another reason Blue 4 pushed is because now we know that most rounds they can't see each other spawn, so Op 4 had no idea where they were spawning. So he's played the more defensive strategy. It's definitely the riskier one, but again, based off of every other option he has, I can see why he's doing it. So by committing a majority of his force right here, I don't really understand why Delta was dismounted all the way over here unless he's going to do something stupid, which would be this. That would be incredibly stupid. And based on the fact they're hugging the right side, I don't know if they're going to do the stupid yet or not. Zombie, you just perfectly described... I just realized my chat isn't on. Whoops. I think I turned it off because I was making... Oh, yeah, right. I was making the Starship Trooper stuff. But if you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to read what Zombie Forever in the Orange just put on the bottom left of the chat window on the left side. That is the definition of a Pierce play. It's either going to be really good or horrible. The definition of a Pierce play. Now I just have to wait with bated breath. So see how these two guys were immediately engaged from so far away because they were in this open bridge? Can you imagine where these guys are going to get engaged from if Blue 4 crosses there? That's why I said using that bridge is the dumbest thing you can do. And, of course, I have two chuckleheads on Op 4 try to use it. They could swim for cover. True. This is a nice example of that. But what's to say Op 4 doesn't have a garrison right here? AT fired. Great shot. It wounds everyone around, but no direct hits. I'm really, really worried about this. Why is everyone moving towards that bridge? Oh, no. No. They're trading AT fire now. Charlie going for the flank. You're seeing some suppression right here. Oh my god. Here's what we're going to see based off of where Op 4 is. You're going to see people start to try to move on this bridge. They're going to use the same route that Depso and Timek just used. Op 4, if they're smart, are going to send forces on the right side and just counter that maneuver. You got Bravo now coming to this area. Double tap to the Op 4 player right there. Charlie doing a smoke push. Sam trying to hold on his own. Oh, this is such an interesting pincer. Because you're going to have half the force coming in from over here, the other half going on that bridge. That's going to bait these guys over here, which is going to rely on the other half of Op 4 to counter. But the open areas that Blue 4 is going to have to tread to get through are really, really dangerous. Oh, once again, it's going to fall to the PvP. Oh, was that you, Charlotte, that we saw get dropped right here by Bravo? No way. Oh my god, it was. That's unfortunate. Charlotte's first blood. Charlotte died first. That's what I'm using there as the terminology. Lolo getting suppressed by the vehicle. The damn boats. No, they have to. Here's what they're gonna do. When they cross, they're gonna call the boats to come around and distract, and they're gonna get AT'd. That's what I'm calling. That's why the boats are staying on that corner and not fully committing to holding right here. They're gonna come up and distract as they try to charge a squad across. But right now, Alpha's on complete Overwatch. Delta's the one setting up to cross to get machine gunners. They should be the ones doing the... Oh, gosh, this is all sorts of wrong. The crossing points are going to be here and there for both sides. I want to see if Pierce is going to have the wisdom, though, to back off from this plan because it is a very bad idea. It's way too damn open. But the beauty of this is Op 4 doesn't have the manpower to commit to this entire force. In the sense of they don't want to push that force back to cover the left side of that bridge. In this case, the eastern side, because left and right are relative to my screen. Because he's got Charlie out here and Delta's going to push him. And he could potentially have Bravo push, but Bravo's not going to push. They're going to follow the coast. Oh my god. So the linchpin of this is Charlie doing a good enough distraction to keep Op4 pinned here, so Op4 doesn't make an entire defense line right here. This is literally going to be a Normandy moment. Yeah, no, this is the definition of a Pierce play. I love it. And here's the crazy thing, though. Charlie, if they beat out Delta and come on the rear and force enough Op4 to turn around, this could get overwhelmed. I'm a little worried about the spacing of every group. This also worries me, though, because we're either going to see these boats are holding reserve for one of two reasons. They're going to rush out and try to help Delta cross, or they're going to rush on the coast, pick people up, and ferry them immediately across after Charlie closes the gap on the rear. Or they're going to do a cove insert. They're going to load up right here, and then they're going to go into the cove and dismount on that side. There's so many, because when you get into Pierce's mind, anything he has is possible because he will come up with the craziest bullshit to do. But I could see that cove strategy working as this op progresses, and he might be trying to bait Op4 into thinking they're actually going to do this bridge. Because if I was in command sector and I saw people coming around this side, I would fully bet my force into thinking he was actually going to use this bridge. And then he would outmaneuver me by loading up the boats, going into the cove, and dismounting in CQC fashion. AT just got fired at the boats. It was Sam. Way short. Another miss. One RPG, though, would sink those boats because it's not the SOCOM ones. It's the vanilla speedboat miniguns. Op4 Command still alive. Delta's taken 3 KIA, though, because they tried to push up in the... Yeah. And that's with cover. Imagine what Blue 4 would take in losses if they pushed into the open bridge zone. Op4 right on top of this Blue 4 element. It is Scandi Recon players, though, mixed with some irregulars. Naf's pushing ahead, but he's going to immediately run into some force, but they're not looking his way. Naf blows his head off. He comes in looking for the second kill, gets the headshot, Hillary Clinton style. 3 kills for Nafs. 4 kills, I am so sorry there. Tac reload down. Grenade going in the center of the formation, right next to Uki, and Nicholas gets a quadruple kill. Naf's on 6, 2 knockouts. 7 kills for Nafs, 8 kills for Nafs. Roderick wakes up trying to crawl away. Nafs spots him and starts mag dumping him in the ass. 9 kills for Nafs. And that is Charlie wiped, ladies and gentlemen. I rarely see Nafs be this effective on his flank here, but this was amazing. No flank security, and this is an example of why Scandi is so freaking scary. He's trying to order his forces south. Blue 4 are now flanking around. Holt's trying to do something similar. It is a 2v3. Actually, it's a 5v2. And all of Charlie has just been taken out by the Scandi Recon Nemesis here. Well, not the actual Nemesis, you get my point. Harrington gets the kill. Nafs is now alone.
Everybody else is dead.
Now, with everyone intermingled here, it makes it harder for Nafs to get on a flank he can identify. Oh, smoke's out. Harrington taken out. 10 kills for Nafs. Now we wait with bated breath. Holt's coming in the open. Nafs spots him. Catches him in the open. Holt stops. 11 kills for Nafs. He's going to look right. Maybe he'll see the movement. He spots the movement. Spots Higgs. And Hunt. 12 kills. And a down. Hayes moving around in the open. Naf spots him. 13! Higgs back up. It's a 1v1.
One still alive.
This is utterly amazing right now. Not gonna lie, if Nafs gets recommitted, he could go for the record. Because he only needs 7 or 8 more kills to tie up. He knows he's killed an entire squad at this point, so he's going hunting for this one last guy. Spots Higgs. 14 kills. An entire squad wipe on Charlie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He got 14 of the 15. Chef's kiss. It literally cost him his entire team. Cullis got the other 1 kill. Katz also got a kill. So there were 16 people here. One of them left the server. That's incredible. Boats are coming in. With that, I don't think Pierce has the manpower. He was relying on that squad to get around and was not expecting them to get clapped. This boat might come in and try to do a dismount for that sector. Did Sam just get a headshot? No, okay, I don't know who he clapped right there. You got Pierce and Snajapair crossing that line. Oh, I think he got a kill on the, What? But that's not a drone. That's not a... But that's not...
Where are those contacts coming from?
How are you controlling that? From the... What? But...
Way up to the west. I need an exact angle, please. Hurry up.
But... Sam throwing explosives on Pierce. Use the force, Luke. Op 4 committing to a counterattack. Pierce says hello to Sam, and Sam kills ground command. Though I think he's taking friendly fire from Op 4's direction as Blue 4 are doing a river crossing. Huh? Bless you. What? I don't think I have tissues over here, honey. What? I'm working! Honey, you can't just... Yeah, in between rounds. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright, Sector 2 being taken by Novix here. Oh my god, I just want to see how Nafs recommits. I want to see if he can go for the record. He's looted some of the bodies. He's got Blue Force comms. He's set. You still got Sam back here. More explosives being thrown. Yeah, she doesn't really respect me on that, but whatever. We got minigun fire going in. Again, it's haunted. It's haunted. Sector 2 about to be taken. I want to see Nafs come around. I want to see him go for that damn record. Sam throwing some grenades. They're going a bit over. Sam gets Sony. This guy, literally, what is 5 kills? What is up with the single player stopping? 6 kills! 7 kills! It's happening again! Eight kills, but then he gets dropped by Schnuffles. That's 22 kills between 2 people on Op 4. This is just a nightmare for Blue 4. That's something I gotta find at my desk ASAP. I have a moment trying to look for it. If not, I'll look for it between rounds. There it is. There we go. Naf's still up here. I guess he's coming for more, but this is where the main fight is. Look at where Delta is. Look at how all of Delta and, so Charlie died up there. Delta down to only 3 dudes because they kept trying to push that angle. So now Blue Force only play is to come over here. More Scandia Recon reinforcements being sent up to Naf's position. I guess he's just working as a radio operative right now. I'd love to see Nafs go for the record. But I think Blue Force plan completely fell apart when Charlie got wiped. I think they were waiting for Charlie to collapse and distract Op 4 so they could cross like that, but... At this point, I think this is over. We've got some blind suppression by Major Khan here. I think Op 4 popped that smoke, though. And I want to see Scandy come around and take these last kills. I want to see Nafs go for the record. The kill record is on paper 21. It's believed to be up to 23, which is still 9 away. But if he gets that number up to 22, then he could officially claim the record because that was the official kill count for Audrey Hotto back in the day. I want to see it. Can we see 15? Kabubi gets knocked out. And double tap by Johnny. He gets that kill. AT4 goes out. There's a knockout, I think, by Yanni again. Naf's advancing. There's still plenty. Actually, I don't think there's barely 9 people here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we got about 15 or 16 Blue 4 remaining. Nafs needs to get most of them. That grenade might be a good start. Too far. Is a man of focus. I'm a little worried about him getting flanked right now, though. This could end his streak. But again, 14. I haven't seen 14 in a while. Anything beyond 14. Oh, he's in the kill zone. Naf's immediately trying to duck the shots. Dodging all of them. He's getting suppressed by a 249, though. Made it run out of ammo. And he gets headshotted by Tim. There was no way he was getting out of that spot, though. It was in the open. 14 kills, though. Great send-off. Between him and Sam, I think that's what won this round. Alright, so blue 4 pinned 4 forces back here. We got another counterattack. Op4 has the manpower to send these forces out to do this counterattacking. And that's what Scandi excels at. Similar to Pepega, is that counterattacking. I'm curious, Pepega was part of Bravo. So they died on the initial assault here. Here comes Nemesis, who has the high ground. That's one. Here comes Malin, who's got the flank ground. That's two. This man don't even have his gun out. Did you actually just get away with that? Are you for real? Nemesis. Nemesis, please. There goes Tyler. No freaking way. Get him. Malin, wake up! Ah, shit, too late. Jesus Christ. Nemesis wakes back up. He's gonna go for revenge. And they're shooting at something back there. Guy Fieri. Looking for him. His head's hidden! Oh, he ran out of ammo! Thank God Nemesis gets his revenge. Did Guy Fieri just get knocked out by the boat? Oh no, Commander's got... Okay, I thought the rock ate him. Blue 4 is down to single digits, and we're at 21 minutes.
North.
There's one on the right side of the rocks on the west. He's on, like, halfway over.
Alright, Nemesis on 5 kills, by the way. I got one. Proceeds to get killed.
Look, all we need to do is suppress them. That's all we're doing right now.
He doesn't realize.
I think we're the last one alive, actually. Delta, are you alive? Alpha 2, are you alive?
Here comes the Nemesis.
Hey, focus on that little tower. I got the shit in the back.
Oh my God, no way. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, scared. Hey, run.
When you roll a 0 on your situational awareness. Don't ask how you rolled the 0, you rolled the 0. No! Nemesis, he's just a boy! Nemesis, please! Ah. Jesus Christ. Jesus freaking Christ. Ah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Getting the minigun slot and oh my god. Oh! 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 Oh my freaking god! What in the armor? That was, without a doubt, one of the dirtiest plays I've ever seen. He gets knocked out by a machine gunner, but that was dirty. 3 kills, but that was dirty to do that. I cannot believe that worked. He's not waking up a third time. He can. But oh my god. Meanwhile, Yanni on a roll here. 2 kills, multiple knockouts. Commander's taking out Dukes. Only to get Yanni'd. Oh, into the ocean. That was the dirtiest play I have seen in a hot second. Yeah, this is why you have to double tap. That's the real lesson right here, is this is why you gotta double tap. They call it a dead check. I see. So Yanni has successfully disengaged from the fight by diving off the rock. But now Benny is... wait a second. No! No freaking way! Yanni and Nemesis are just... Yeah. And Ben has no idea he just killed someone with that. Though he didn't get credited with the kill because 8 grenades are a little wonky with kill counting, but that's funny. Now what? There's 2 blue, 4 alive. There's a third one bleeding out. 15 minutes on the clock. The duality of Scandia Recon. For every 1 good player, there's 2 clowns. Yep. Every 1 good player, 2 clown plays must follow. Oh shit, Ben is a medic, so they might be able to get block up. Okay, awesome. Freezno bled out on the boat. All right. MVP award goes to Nafs. Sam gets an honorable mention. Dirtiest play of the game goes to Fresno. And Yanni gets the Dum Dum award. Oh my god. Up 4 stolen a boat. Blue 4 sending 1 guy up in advance. I feel so unclean. Yeah, me too. Well, I managed to get him up. The story of Crazy on point.
Get over here.
He's telling him to get over here because he can see.
We only got 12 minutes left.
None of the Op4. Now, we're gonna live this through Crazy's eyes.
Recon for us.
As Crazy does recon. He moves into the forest. Actually, he's still on this open hill. He hears a gunshot off to his right.
Hill 25.
He's telling them it's safe to sprint up here. But now they have their worst enemy
We're
yet.
gonna get sector 3, it looks like.
Oh, don't worry, Yanni. We saw. We saw pretty much everything Scandy did that this round. Anyway.
It should be just over this forest.
Crazy's looking into the forest. I did just see a hostile enemy. Yeah, right there, shooting at him. I saw his head sticking out.
25. If you flank to the east, maybe you'll be able to get a nice flank on him.
He's behind that tree. I'm gonna start shooting at it. Yeah, that tree.
Uh-oh. That's a GL. Ooh, that hurt Crazy.
GL.
I might die soon to GL. The east. Oh, that's a GL coming. Ah, you got me with a flare on. Let's go. I'm running west. If I don't respond, I'm full dead.
Alright. Now the remainder of Blue 4 is going to get caught in this open area.
Yeah,
I'm going to watch him right here. I'll be right back 1 second. Alright, Crazy died. Bravo 1's coming around. Op 4 on the offensive, realizing Blue 4's manpower has been depleted here.
Gentlemen, is there a good red circle on our right?
No way. No, there has to be someone watching this. If no.
Yeah, there's probably one on the pepsil of the enemies.
Are you? No. No. No way. Look, there's no way Blue 4 is going to win, but Op 4 just... First round didn't really have anything insane go on. Just some really great tactics by Blue 4. Really great explosive trap play.
I was on 1 west southwest, running down the hill northwest.
I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, this round on the other hand. Oh man, we haven't had a round like it in a while. Yes!
I want to see if we can make it to sector 1 like that.
Oh, up where command died.
Good call. Thank you very much.
I swear to God.
It looked like a rock.
It looked like a...
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, now all of Op4 knows you are here.
Send in goat.
Whereas he
Team
thanks for the 5
6
gift subs if you got a sub from Warzel. Sorry, I thought that was an I. Make sure you thank him or her. Otherwise, hope you all keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a nice kick out of this
Send in
scenario.
goat Team 6 now.
Fox is trying to run.
Send in goat Team 6 now.
2 and 2 though, so they're not going to be able to take the sector until one of these guys dies.
Send in goat Team 6 now.
AGF Serval, thank you so much for the 11-month resub as well. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario.
Send in goat Team 6 now. Send in goat Team 6 now.
Once again, we get to an objective where if this was the last objective and this was the last 6 minutes, this would be amazing, but... Block kills Fox, Sector 3 being captured, but now we're going to have a massive wave of QRF come in as Block gets behind cover, runs into Ben's line of fire. Ben desperately trying to cover through the bottom of some sandbags, and he gets 18. And now Block's hiding. That's a satchel that Ivno did not throw far enough. Grenades being thrown. Javi now trying to hold his defensive line, but Op4 is just, oh my god. Grenades everywhere. And Block gets found by Lolo and taken out. And that is GG for Op4. Round 2 is over. Damn. Not gonna lie, I got nothing to say. Here's the thing, I don't think Pierce lost because of his commanding. I think Pierce lost because Navs got 14 kills, Sam got 8 kills, and a few other people got, you know, 5 or 6 kills here and there. It was an honest-to-God mess. Did you ever tell me the story of how Azariah got literally boned by someone looking at a toadstool? No, but that sounds pretty funny. No. No. Okay. I'm gonna wait till I see slotting before I run things, because if we're actually doing a sustained assault,
Hello. I'm gonna disable my T4.
Are you coming up here to do the third round with me entirely, or?
Yeah.
Okay, let me disable my T4 too.
Ooh, man. I will be right back, though, because I am going to go grab a snack.
Okay, yeah, have fun. All right,
We'll
so...
mute my mic so you don't hear anything.
Yeah, you're good, you're good. Okay. So we're not doing ad sector, it's going to be... Or we're not doing sustain assault, we're doing bridges, it's ad sector. Let me switch out my commands. Freezno is going to be joining me for commentary.
Send in goat team.
Patty May,
6
thanks for the 4-month resub.
Kappa Kappa LCPL hype.
That sounded nice. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, my friend. I do hope you had a nice kick out of this scenario here. Let me go into my chat commands. And let's get started as I set everything up here. Why am I going to my extensions? All right, 3 minutes. On that, map is the same. Mission for this one is going to be the third and final round of the night. Let's see.
Nice to actually talk to you for a change, Liru.
Likewise, Freezno. It's Freezno, right?
It's pronounced Fresno.
Fresno.
Because if it was Fresno, it would have had 2 E's before the Z.
Gotcha, Fresno. I apologize for mispronouncing your
you're
name
good.
all this time.
I bet you had a good laugh last round from me.
Yeah, I was gonna interview you about that. Just let me get this command rewritten here.
Well, you'll have a good clip because you can get it from my side too because I was streaming.
Nice. Give me one moment here. Op 4 has an 8% numbers advantage. 2 PKT VOD. Nix. Interesting. And wait, okay, no. 2 BRDMs, an MI8, and an AH6 little bird, while Blue 4 has an M1117, arguably the best asset in FNF, an HMG Mutt Jeep, and 3 standing M2 statics. Alright. Fresno, you're sensitive, your mic's a little high, I can hear you breathing.
Oh shoot, sorry about that. Let me go fix that. I had
All
a feeling
good.
that was happening. I was trying to figure out where it was coming from.
Alright. So, now that we have a little bit of time here, let me know when you're good, because I want to ask you a few questions.
I put it on push talk for you.
Alright. So what was going through your head while Nemesis was trying to gun you down? Because that was probably one of the best metagame plays I have seen in FNF in a very long time.
So, the first time I heard his footsteps.
Right.
Coming up on the boat as I was shooting at the guys over on the military base. I hear some shots get shot at my buddy in the boat.
Right.
And then what I do is I turn the freaking turret around. I see him start shooting him. He knocks me.
Right.
And then I hear him talking on his radio. He's saying, "I'm getting the boat. I'm getting the boat."
Mm-hmm.
I wake up again, turn the turret, and the gun for some reason just started shooting on its own. I unshot it, turned the turret looking for him, and he shot me again.
Yeah, because he was on the turret.
He got it, and then he got the boat, and then I woke up again, and I instantly switched back to the bat gun and absolutely annihilated him.
It was
so my heart was pumping because I was really hoping that I would wake up, and I did. So
it was certainly something, because you went on the back turret, you shot at him, he got below it, and then you instinctively went to the other turret, which was already turned that way, didn't even have to move that turret by any means, and just, you dumped him. And
yep,
just a mix of great circumstances with just a crazy level of metagaming to just work it in your favor. But
see, I wasn't expecting the turret to. I wasn't expecting him to get kicked out of the boat because I turned the back turret to shoot him in the back of the head, and then it instantly kicked him out. So I was like, I gotta turn this quick and shoot him.
Yeah.
Nah, I tried to drive the boat out, but then I just got hailed by bullets.
Oh yeah, immediately shot in the rear, just by machine gun fire that was going after you. I think after they realized Nemesis was under threat there. Not sure if you can fix this now, but your mic is doing a lot of peaking. But I can handle it. It's fine. But that second round overall was nuts between Nafs going 14-1, Sam going 8-1, quite a few players going 4 or 5-1. I mean, that just Pierce had a plan there. It was an okay plan, not the easiest AO to attack, but a lot of things went through a lot of silly angles, and it got messy. Definitely better than the first round, I would say, in terms of action, but there was a great explosive trap done by the defense for Blue 4, and that just kind of swayed the game from there. But this round was just crazy all around, but we'll just have to see how round 3 goes here. Still got about 98 players for FNF here for our third round, and if the third round's going to be like the other two, we'll probably be going for most of the time, so probably at least an hour going in. But how has your day been?
It's actually been really well. I actually go to this place called Job Corps, and I had a really fun time today because we worked on our garden here.
Oh. What are you planting in it?
We plant some squash. We also we found a wild lettuce, and we planted it with it, and then I helped plant some cord and watered the whole garden. I got stoked.
So the wild lettuce, did you plant it from seed, or are you doing leaf lanes or whatever?
A year ago, we had we planted another garden. We cleared it up last month, and then tilled it, and now we're back doing stuff with it. And there was a wild lettuce plant growing, so we just decided to use it.
Yeah, might as well. Let's see. My garden, I've got 3 varieties of tomatoes, 3 varieties of peppers, 3 varieties of onion, cucumber, carrots, parsley, cilantro, basil, mint, 2 varieties of beans, because this new variety I got, the seeds just were not germinating properly. So it only had like a 30% rate because the seeds appear to be rotting after I watered them, which wasn't good. And I think 2 varieties of lettuce. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, it's we built 2 plots in the back, and then we've got some planter boxes as well. And then since it's the spring and summer months, I take everything that I'm growing in my indoor garden and I just put it outside because it gets better sun. My basil plant that I've been keeping since last year, I put it outside and it's already like doubled in volume. I just got to keep removing the flower attempts it tries to make so it keeps focusing on being vegetative rather than flowering. But here's our third round here. We'll see how things go.
I heard this one's be a pretty interesting play out as well.
Bridge 96. Yeah, because we just saw Pierce go for a bridge and it didn't really work out too well.
Yeah, I was looking at the missions that they said they'd be doing last week in the announcement, and I figured that they were going to use the bridges to the advantage of this map because it's pretty crazy.
So Op4 is now bypassing Catalina, instead opting to assault 3 sectors on the left flank with a bridge in between them. We got a land bridge on the northern side for them to cross around. And it looks like there's a few other land bridges to the far north they can use if they want to go completely around. However, that leaves a lot of open area north of Sector 3 and a natural choke point and open area made on the northern side that Blue 4 could lock down. So right off the bat, honestly, you could see Blue 4 at 082-019 lock down that open area. Have another team lock down the land bridge at 085-016, and then the remaining forces just hold sectors 2 and 3. really just to make some sort of defensive line. I'm drawing these on my side, but something like that, in all honesty. With Blue 4 having about a platoon strength, though they call the squads platoons here, but I don't follow to that logic. I mean... Oh, you can see my lines. Cool. Yeah, it's a messy one. I would just completely sacrifice Sector 1 here because you can only cross through the open ground, or it looks like this is the start of a bridge here because I'm seeing these 2 black dots.
Yeah, that's what I would do. That, like, if I was in the commanding situation, this is exactly what I'd do. I would separate Sector 1 because there would be no point in defending it.
Yeah. All right, we're getting in.
It looks like we got carried running Op 4. This is gonna be interesting.
All right, I got a way I do breakdown.
Yeah, go ahead.
So just give me a moment here. This is our third and final round for FNF here. Mission made by Puma. Background for this: while the control of Catalina is in the red favor, they push forward, attempting to secure a bridge. So this was probably the round that would have been done if Op 4 won round 1, but because Blue 4 lost round 2 and overextended, Blue 4's pulled out of the area, allowing Op 4 to push back. So that's probably what they're going with. The Blues are on the defensive, fight to hold their ground and attempt to regain the initiatives. Notes, some pontoon bridges have been deployed and some terrain has been modified to allow access along the river. This is Ad Sector. Ad Sector works with an attacking and defending faction. In this case, there are 3 sectors. Both sides know where they are at all times on the map. Once the attackers enter a sector with a number advantage, so if the Blue 4 defenders have, let's say, 2 guys in Sector 1 here, but the attackers on Op 4 enter with 3 guys in this zone that you can see, a 90-second timer will start counting down. In the event that the attacking faction loses the number advantage, the timer is automatically paused and reset back to 90, and it won't start counting down again until the attackers regain that number advantage. Once the 90 seconds have elapsed, the sector is considered taken and cannot be retaken by the defenders. The attackers win if all 3 sectors are taken before the end of the 50-minute round. The defenders win if they hold at least 1 sector by the end of the round. And, of course, if you eliminate the entire enemy side, you win by default. FNF is a standard 65-minute round of 15 minutes of safe start and 50 minutes of the round itself. Otherwise, going through the rest of the mission features here. Variables are as follows: 750 meters of render distance, 175 defender points. For the defenders here, usually props cost about 5 points to put down. Default number is usually 125. So a bit of an advantage on defenders for that sake. But previous round, when Op 4 was on defense, they had 175 as well. No magnified optics nor NVG equipment for either side as well. Blue 4 have a Stinger in play. Op 4 have a RPG. Looks like Blue 4 is going to be utilizing that Stinger because we do see an Echo team on Blue 4. I don't see an Echo on Op 4, though, so we don't have to talk about Op 4's medium anti-tank weapon, the MAT. Blue 4's kits are going to be the same jungle camouflage kits we've seen the past 2 operations. They're going to have HK-416s or M4A1s, Glock 17s for their secondary. Marksman rifle, which isn't shown here, is going to be a Mark 14 with 20-round mags. Support weapon, the light machine gunners now for Bravo and Charlie going to get the M249. Medium machine gunners in Delta are going to get the M240 Golf. Light anti-tank for Avo, Bravo, and Charlie is going to be the M136 AT4 single-shot disposable AT weapon. Crew and aviation get a choice of an MP7 submachine gun or an M4A1. Otherwise, no crew-served weapons for this. Blue 4 have 2 Mutt Jeeps that can take 4 people apiece for some transport. They have the 117, which in my opinion is the best vehicle that exists in FNF because it's very mobile. It's got both a 50 cal with 100 rounds in it and the 240 coax. It's superior to a BRDM because the BRDM has the 50-round KPTV, and at that point, 14.5 versus 50, both are armor-penetrating rounds, and the 117 gets double of what a BRDM would have, so that's why I consider it superior. And the mobility of a BRDM, double that penetrating ammo. This thing is a vehicle hunter and a very great scout vehicle, as long as the target isn't too up-armored like a tank. Otherwise, Blue 4 also has 3 static M2s, and then they have an M2 Mutt Jeep as well. Op 4 uniform is going to be your modern woodland military camouflage we've seen it with in the past 2 rounds. Otherwise, AK-74s modernize with the choice of the UUK model, which gives them Eastern optics, or the Zentico railing, which gives them Western optics. It's entirely up to them what they want to choose for those red dot sights. Their marksman rifle is going to be the SVD 10 rounds of 7.62x54. Otherwise, Op 4's main weapons, they can either choose an AKs if they really want to. Their secondary gun is going to be the MP443 Garage Handgun. Light machine gunners in Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie get the RPK with 45-round magazines. Delta machine gunners get the PKP. Medium machine gun. Light anti-tank is going to be the reloadable RPG-7. Crew and aviation get the choice of the PP-2000 submachine gun or an AKS. Nothing on crew served weapons for them. Their assets include 2 Gaz Vodniks. Now, one thing to note about the Vodniks, they are amphibious, so we might see them use them to cross these rivers because they can carry 11 people apiece. They have an AH-6 Little Bird. That is going to be armed. All right, those pylon weapons are off because that's the default vanilla loadout. Looks like it's only going to have a single 7.62x51 NATO M134 minigun that is front-mounted. So not the best weaponry they can utilize for it, but that's usually what we see when an AH-6 is down. Otherwise, their MI8 is going to be the transport variant, no guns or PKTs on the sides. They also have 2 BRDMs, which can also carry 11 people. They are amphibious, and they got that 50-round KPVT across 10 magazines, and then the PKT, which is going to be 2,000 rounds of 250 rounds across 8 boxes. And then you got the 2 Gaz Vodniks, which can carry 13 people because it has those 2 additional turret seats with 1 PKT facing forward, 1 PKT facing rear. So a lot of amphibious transport, and that can definitely help them out for wanting to do a river crossing, then a bit of jungle driving if they want to deploy on the far north or the far south immediately, which they might have to considering how this AO is. But let's go ahead and look over at BLUFOR. We already went over their vehicles. The reason I locally went there was because of the 134 pylon on the AH-6. So looking at BLUFOR here, their vehicles, everything spawned kind of on the northern end of Sector 3. So they'll just have to drive things in accordingly. But looking over at the 3 AO, Sector 1, again, it's okay. It's a big open area around it, which normally for AOs you would want this open area around, but the other 2 sectors are just in better spots. Op 4 have these jungles to work up to move up from the east to hit this position. It's very isolated. I really don't see how BLUFOR can set up a defensive line here unless they put maybe a fire team or a squad-sized element out, which again, for FNF logic, their squads are quote-unquote platoons, and then you have the quote-unquote company commander in command, but that's just how I commentate on it. So I could see a 50 cal going up here and maybe locking down the tree lines at best, but again, generally don't want to see that moving up. Also, this bridge is angled, so there's a little bit of cover with defilade forward because it slopes up and then goes down. Something good to note for the bridge moving in here. And then we got this side pontoon bridge for some side crossing. But again, pretty open area there, very dangerous to cross. Sector 2 is some more military buildup over here just across the bridge. From Sector 2, you can actually cover Sector 1 and vice versa, funny enough. And then Sector 3 is right next to it. Again, more military buildings just to its immediate north, within just a few hundred meters. Otherwise, AO going all the way up to north, you got the sandbar crossings, which, you know, Op 4 isn't using boats. They're using amphibious vehicles, so they can literally just drive on these crossings here to get to it eventually. But then looking at other positions, we got some other thin positions with no sandbars, but again, they can just drive. And they've got, you know, the coast to work with, so they can literally get on the coast and drive north or south if they need to. Or they can take the bridges and then just immediately divert north or south. The one issue we're going to have here is if they choose to drive through the jungle, that does increase the likelihood they're going to armor themselves because, well, they usually have the habit of doing something. But alas, they won't restart the round like that one FNF round from forever ago where one side decided to drive through jungles, they armored all their vehicles and literally took 60% casualties before they even ran into the enemy side. What's that? If you're here, you know that one well.
I remember that one.
That was a mess. All right, otherwise, with everything said and done, let's go over our sides here. So Pierce commanding for BLUFOR. Steve going to be leading Alpha with Kabubi, Faye, Suzuki, Famfo, Tyler, Vagrant, Newton, Hayes, Cooper, Ninja, and Renly all merged under Alpha, so there's no Alpha 1 nor Alpha 2. Snodger leading Bravo with Patriot as 2IC, Canadian taking the Marksman Rifle, and Benby taking the Medic. Commander leading Bravo 1 with Mail, Lunasick, Jabi, Deluxe, Tim Kappa, Rizzo, and Jamal. Bravo 2 being led by Pro Hunter with Skeeta, Camrid, RB, and Crazy. Delta 1 being led by Mirowell with Colas, Nemesis, Batty, Poom, Oliver, Dobbs, Nafs, and Cossum. They've merged everyone together there. So they've got all 4 of the machine gunner roles under Delta. There is no Charlie. Instead, they've gone to take an Echo, which is being led by Ander with... That's... I think Yanni is gunning the AA weapon, because if that was an AT weapon instead of an AA weapon, because they have the Stinger, then you'd see Iander take it if it was AT, but since it's just AA, I think Iander's opting to lead it, because there's no reason not to give Iander, again, the god of AT, the AT weapon, but because it's AA, he's just going to lead it itself. Now, quick breakdown of how MAT works. 1 times per person, 2 times per person you see on these weapons. That applies to everyone on the team except the team leader. So Iander, since he's on top here, we don't see a symbolism because they're all in VIX. Usually the guy on top is the group leader. The second guy would be the gunner of the actual AT or AA weapon, and then 2 guys below are the assistants, which is why it says per person. So 1 round per person. That means Yanni has a round, Malin has a round, and Katz has a round. If they were the MAT team for Op4, then it would be 2 per. So then Yanni would have 2, Malin would have 2, and Katz would have 2 for a total of 6 with the group. So again, they're blue 4, they're rocking the AA because Op4 have helicopters. So that is just a breakdown of how that group works. And then you got Rodrigue, Nicholas, and Toxic taking the M1117 crew. And I think that vehicle, it would be a mistake not to literally send it down the MSR and try to hunt down wherever Op4 drives to, because that thing is literally meant to just drive out and try to pinpoint and eliminate any attacking forces coming in to try to catch them while they're convoying their forces in. Especially since Op4 is going to be very vehicle heavy. That is, and you only have one road in and out of the AO. I mean, it would be a mistake not to immediately send that out and try to hunt forces down. And that 1117 is amphibious, so it will be able to track Op4 through the water. So I want to see that thing go out and get a bunch of kills. Probably won't happen because FNF, they don't always realize that that asset's literally meant to just hunt things down. Now, if there were 5 or 6 roads to lead into the AO here, then I would recommend it plays a little more defensively of just patrolling certain angles to try to find the enemy but not directly attack them. But again, when you have 1 route, it's a slam dunk where they're going to more than likely come from. Just send it down the road and then send it north or south, and you literally have a 50-50 of running into them and getting a lot of kills. And that 1117, I believe, does have a scoping system for that 50 cal. You can actually see it on the commander seat right there. So it'll be interesting if they utilize that on the river. Regardless, looking at Op4, we got Curie commanding. Gross is going to be his 2IC. John is going to be leading Alpha with Novix as the 2IC. We see them in vehicles getting on the bridge, since they're already using the bridge crossing to get right ahead. Flux is going to be the marksman. Misfit going to be the medic. Arma Jesus leading Alpha 1 with Kane, Ice Archer, Moneyman, Guy Fury, and Zoni under him. Schnuffles leading Alpha 2 with Artisan, Autovisky, Korvac, and Adrian under him. NASA leading Bravo with Q Boyd as the 2IC. You can tell because he's got the Grenadier part of the AK under his weapon on the selection. Wombat, I think, is going to be, because we see a symbol out and it's blank like that, that means he's going to be the marksman. And then Pogo underscore, since he has the AK, and we've already identified the team leader in 2IC, he is going to be the medic despite us seeing the vehicle symbol. Block leading Bravo 1 with Kermit, Wonder, Lolo, and Ivno. Wheaton leading Bravo 2 with Major Khan, Gazag, Tackleberry, Banks, and Eric. Norris leading Charlie and Araya being the marksman. Uki leading Charlie 1 with Jerka, Waldo, Ian, and Harrington. Delta, there's no Charlie 2. Okay, so Delta has merged everyone together. It's Shy leading Grav, Lolo, Charlotte, Reapers and Sandy, Huel, no, Alexander, Olaf, and Dream. Defzone Timac being the pilot and gunner for the AH-6 Little Bird. Great to have a gunner on there because that thing is not just a vehicle with a gun, it also has the camera that the gunner can use, so they can recon their route. They can even track where that 1117 is going to make sure it doesn't bite him in the ass. And then we have a second pilot, which is Sam. I'm assuming Sam is going to fly the Mi-8, possibly try to do a fake landing or two to distract Blue 4. Now, based on the fact that I don't see where they're mounted, I see Timac mounted on the gun side of the Little Bird. So I think there's going to be a 2-man crew in here, and Sam's going to solo fly that. I could be wrong. They could send the 2-man crew over to the Mi-8, but I think out of everything, the Mi-8 would be the best choice just to put a single plant. Now I see Sam running over to take it. Yeah, because, again, that camera, you would be surprised what a little bit of recon and having information to work with can vastly change the scope of the fight. Because instead of the previous 2 AOs where we've seen forces kind of blindly go into each other, Now Op4 is going to have some reconnaissance data to work with, and I think that's going to definitely help their plans. And you already see Op4 starting to cross along the bridge because they're allowed to go onto it early on, but we already see them separating, some going south, some staying along the MSR. That 113, I'm a little worried about, because if it was opting to go on the bridge, we would see, since sectors 2 and 3 have a little bit of room for the vehicle to successfully cross, it would be on the bridge ready to go, but instead it is facing west, which is the opposite of the AO, so I'm worried they're going to literally drive it up onto this Overwatch hill back here and just keep it as an Overwatch weapon. Honestly, I think if there was a second play they could make with it for defense, this is the best choice for it, because this gives it high ground with a scoped in 50 cal to pretty much lock down these open choke points on the northern side, because you got that northern crossing. So if Op4 were to go on the northern side here and try to move through any of this open area, that 50 cal, since you can range it and scope it in, can easily tag anyone that moves through, because any 50 cal or any static with an optic that gives it range to be accurate is a very terrifying weapon, because you've essentially turned it into a 50 cal sniper rifle, but it's fully automatic. So that's not a bad use for it either, but I think it would have been better if it just went balls to the wall and immediately unloaded on anything. Just because, I mean, you already see Op4 using the MSR to drive down, so they could have run right into each other and they could have racked up a nice multi-kill. But either way, especially with the Vodniks on point with nothing to challenge that 1117, it would have been glorious. But we might just see Op4 rush in at this rate. But it looks like they're starting to break off the MSR to move in on foot. But now that we've gone through our 15 minutes and I did my entire spiel, Fresno, what do you feel about this AO? What are your thoughts here?
I can already tell you Op4 is going to have a hard time getting through, because here's what I would have done as Op4. Because if you actually take a look at that MI8, what's under it is actually a cargo carrier.
Under the MI8?
Yep. It has, there's a blue thing under it. I don't remember what it's called, but it's some kind of, it's carry stuff.
So are you saying they would have air-towed something?
I would have air-towed one of the BMDs up into the north and did the river.
You mean
crossing,
BRDMs?
Like, way up. BRDM, yeah. But I would have brought it all the way to the north into in the clearing up there, right? And I would have had them a squad with it and cross from that.
So I agree, the northern crossing is a good one, but it's really risky because you have that one choke point at 081019 of open territory that Blue 4 would be a fool not to capitalize on. So
I know.
The only other thing they could do is stay on their side of the river on the eastern bank and then use the sandbar crossing that you see Tim Kappa on right now. So it would be risky, but I do agree that that would be a better strategy than... Well, let's think about it, actually, because there's multiple pontoon crossings. No matter where Op4 goes, they're going to run into contact, and they still need to send something down to take Sector 1. So really, regardless of where they go, they're going to have to cross a bridge somewhere. Yeah, they're going to get into contact, and it's probably going to be on one of these bridges. Just look where Blue 4 is deployed. Again, really great plan. This is what I outlined for them to do earlier, of just holding all those choke points locally, and then capitalizing on the open areas that they're given. The one weakness with this is they're very spread out, so if Op4 really wanted to overpower a certain area, utilize their air asset and their heavy guns on the BRDMs, they could probably force Blue 4 to route from a position and then start crossing, but Blue 4 could then bounce back if Op4 overcommit to that side, utilizing the the 1117, the 50 cals, grenades in the form of thrown or GLs. They could rack up some pretty serious multi-kills with that. So Op4 has to separate when they go for sectors 2 and 3, because if they clump up too much, they're just going to get GL'd to death.
Oh yeah, that is true. Another thing that you could possibly do. So this, as what I would do, since if I'm the commander, I would do exactly what they're doing over at the helicopters right now. I'd be giving the helicopter, telling them don't take contact, don't make sure you're scouting. That's your main objective. Tell other squads where the enemies are. At the same time, I would join them in the helicopter and have them do little gun runs to clumps of enemies only, not to single ones.
Right, you just got to be careful about the Stinger, and then looking at the map at Hilltop 70, that's where I would assume the Stinger would be, because that has the most overwatch of the entire AO because of that elevation. Of course, I can't pan my camera over there, and I'm completely right. They even have one of the 50 cals up here. That would be the best place for them to put it. What I would use, we see Sector 1 being captured as Op4's moved in. I would use the MI8. I would put it in the center of the middle peninsula, and then I would fly it north. That way it was close enough for Blue 4 to hear it, and if they hear it going north, we can fake out the defenders to make them think, okay, they're doing a massive infantry crossing on the northern side, especially if I do a second trip. And then that might fake them out in a psyop to maybe commit more infantry to the north, and then I do exactly what Op4 is doing right now, with just pushing a big chunk of infantry to the south. I'd even use the southern crossing point, because from Sector 1, I can use those positions of cover on the sector to fire into the side of the jungle, because this is such a thin point right here. And I could even get my forces along the bank with a smoke charge, having Overwatch cover from Sector 1. And then just downplay to the enemy how many forces I have actually coming up from the southern side. Because as soon as I then can pull my Overwatch forces over the pontoon bridge, and then I can get all my forces across, and Blue Force still thinking I have a major offensive coming from the northern side because of the fake outs with that MI8. But go ahead.
So I can already tell you, Op4 and Blue 4 have both just is not utilizing their vehicles at all, except for Blue 4. They are utilizing it in a way, but in my own opinion, they should not have brought it to the back and on that hill.
Hold on.
They would have.
Hold on. Look at what Alpha 2, and Bravo 2 for Op4 are doing. The vehicles are rushing south.
Yep, because they have a friendly vehicle that is crossing right now.
Yep, they're going to do a river crossing here. We might see them mount up as well, and we might see a river cross as well. We got Cossum and Batty on the southern side that might be able to identify this. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Blue 4 already has, because they've already spotted them.
I know, but I don't think they've spotted them to the scale of the vehicles coming over just yet, unless you're talking about Mirwell's position. Oh, no, Mirwell's going to spot these things moving. Okay. Hey, Scaffold, welcome. Who's with me? Fresno. If you watched last round, I'm going to call him the king of metagaming now for the nasty little trick he pulled on Nemesis, but it was honest to God beautiful. And now we're seeing from Mirwell's position, he's arranging for Puma, who is now firing with that 240. And I'm going to be honest, that BRDM's armor is light enough where sustained fire from a 7.62x51 medium machine gun will actually cause damage to it. We got the KPTV now trying to return fire on that position. They shouldn't be using their KPTV for it. In all honesty, they should be using a 250-round coax to suppress that weapon instead. But the people that are on the rooftop, you see some jump into the water and some are just switching seats constantly to try to avoid getting hit. And it seems to be working for the top of Schnufflesvik. But now you got Op4 doing this massive crossing. Little Bird has moved up as well to be developed to do airstrikes on this position. But now you're going to start seeing Blue 4 turning their Bravo squad from the north to the south eventually as they find more and more of Op4 coming through this side. Now we got Cossum and Batty down here. How effective are they going to be?
I am seeing one mistake that has done, right?
Okay.
Do you see how Delta Squad's on Op4 is moving?
Yeah, we see this all the time, though. They send Delta over to just distract, or at least maybe it's to put pressure on Alpha immediately. The MI8's flying right into the back line here. It's going to be too close for the Stinger to lock on, though. So now they're trying to move the Stinger to the south. If they were to time that, though, they got the Little Bird up in the air. They could time that with the MI8 just flying distraction, so the A86 Little Bird can do gun runs, but there's also not really a place that the gun runs can be going just yet. But I think Delta for Op4 is just going to try to pin Blue 4 forces on the sectors themselves to give Op4 the most chance of getting their infantry around the southern side without much harassment.
What is Sam doing?
I think he's running distraction just to try to bait out where the Stinger is. Or at least maybe make Blue 4 think he's got a group of forces that he's going to do a landing somewhere. He's basically being a wild weasel at the moment.
Yeah.
And you're about to see the Stinger clap his ass. Yep, so he's running distraction, but the little bird doesn't pull up in time, and it hits the ground. Yes, the best AA. The ground. Yanni forgot to reload the Stinger. Here's the lock.
Timek just woke up.
And rest in peace, MIA. Takes the hit. It's going to be out of bounds, doing an emergency landing, going a little too hard into the ground. Good night, Sam. And there goes all the helicopter assets for OPFOR. So, yeah, the ground gets a kill and the Stinger gets a kill. Timek, as you said, woke back up. He's in the burning wreck. You've got Cooper coming up to check them out, make sure they're dead, but Timek can dismount at any time. And we'll see how things go.
I wouldn't do. OPFOR is pulling pretty much all of their vehicle assets into that forest over there. Over on the west bank. Which is not something that you should have done. If you would have just dropped off all of the infantry and then brought the vehicles back over to make it seem like you were still carrying them over and use those assets to put pressure on the people that are on the checkpoint out by the bridge.
Yeah,
so that way infantry in the west bank can move up with less pressure coming down on them.
I think OPFOR, there was an easier way for them to do this, but I mean, based off of Timek and parties flying, there's some flaws to consider.
Yeah, I do like what they're doing with Delta though, and what
I just watched Batty get shot by 3 different OPFOR at 3 different angles. I got the pilot from the A86 Little Bird in my chat saying it's not my fault, it was bugged. So, you know, the classic Arma excuse. It was Depso. It was lag, right, Depso? Totally lag. I've seen Depso fly. He knows how to fly, so maybe Timek took control of the seat last second and screwed with it. Who knows? Timek tries to dismount. He is immediately under fire. Throw some grenades out and about. That rolls behind Steve too far. Same one goes a little too far. He's being flanked on 2 sides. Spots Cooper, engages. Now he's getting flanked, and he is knocked out and is going to be double tapped. Geth, thanks for the 53-month resub. Who knows? But the kill is there either way. Steve gets the double tap there. Nonetheless, Geth, thanks for the 53-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of the scenario. And then you got Delta still moving up. They're using the BRDMs to now flank this machine gun position. Knocking Mirowell out. Oliver trying to suppress with the 240 Golf to hinder OPFOR's movement. I can see, again, what OPFOR's going for.
Yeah, they're trying to flank them, but once Blue 4 Golf spots them, they're going to be under heavy 50 cal fire, or the GL, as you said.
Yeah.
But honestly, if they don't see that there's a big clump of OPFOR in that area, they ain't going to use the GL, and they're going to be more want accurate fire. If they're smart with it, anyway.
Yeah. Big if right there, though.
But if you actually go down on the little M113,
yep,
they don't really have that much of like clearance, and they're mainly focusing on what's going on the East Bank at the moment.
Yeah, a little worried about that. We could see some long-range RPG shots because they are in range with those RPGs. But look at that. OPFOR advancing on the bank like I predicted. We got Novix and King coming up. They don't have any real... Well, they do have a bit of Overwatch support, but it's not actively suppressing, so that's allowing Nemesis to fire at them. But let's see.
Yeah, BRDM on the East Bank to start suppressing them. It looks like you got a kill on Oliver Daedalus.
Yeah, he got knocked out, but he wakes back up. Mirowell got knocked out, but he woke up as well. Also, we do see Bravo 1 for OPFOR dismounting on the way north. kind of interesting to see that this late on. Kane being shot at by Op4, red on red, because they don't realize he's a friendly that's pushed up. But it looks like that firing ceased. I think Kane just one-tapped Mirowell. Yes, he did.
I would like you to take a look at the northern pass real quick, because if you notice, Blue 4 has pulled a few of their forces away from the north and moved them on the eastern bank to make sure that they don't flank them. That is actually a tactic that I would have done as the defense, due to the fact that they noticed that some of the Op4 was missing when they were crossing the line. They assumed that they were kind of put a team up in the east, which they predicted was right.
I just watched Kane get right behind Dobbs and blow his head off at point-blank range. I'm going to rule that as a Hillary Clinton, which means Dobbs killed himself with multiple shots to the back of the head, CIA style. Anyway, Kane continuing to advance and help break through this line. 117 out of position here. It's going to have no choice but to pull back since it doesn't have any security on its immediate flank. You're going to see now this overwatching force that stayed at Sector 1, though the BRDM has been shot out, and it's cooking off its fuel. Lolo on fire. That's going to hamper the Overwatch element to try to keep Sector 2's force pinned. But again, that bank group with Bravo 1 for Op4, I think is going to try to pretty much hunker down the entirety of Blue 4 Bravo. With the exception of Bravo Blue 4 2 that is come back, but...
Golf 1 just got hit by 18.
Yeah. And they were shooting, it looks like they knocked out and killed one guy over here. I think that was done by the Gaz VKT, but we now see it cooking off. And the vehicle has been destroyed itself, so that is the 117 going down. I think it would have been better if it just stayed on that damn hill, in all honesty. But it could have helped for the Sector 3 defense, but it could have also been pushed. It's a tough call to make there, but at the end of the day, I think like most vehicles we see in FNF, it was just underutilized due to some bad foresight, but hey, it happens. Definitely, they tried their best with what they had, though.
Op4 definitely utilized their distraction tactics on the Sector 3 there.
Okay.
So I have something to say to you actually real quick.
Yep.
So I don't know if you remember this stream or not, but I was commanding last Friday on a few of the missions.
Okay.
At one point in your stream, you said it was my first time on your stream. Obviously.
Right. It probably wasn't. I was wrong about that, right?
A year ago, I actually, when I first joined FNF, you actually saw me command for the first time.
Gotcha.
I don't know if your
so this was the second
around.
time.
When you saw me, yeah.
Okay.
But I've been commanding ever since before they updated it. So.
Gotcha. I just haven't seen you do it in a hot second, which is why I said that. So my bad. Thank you for correcting.
Oh no, you're good. It's just I actually took a long break from Arma because I got into 5M and stuff for a long time because a friend introduced me to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know what it's like to get lost in roleplay. Don't you worry.
That's a past that I didn't want to bring up to you.
I mean, do you know my past about that?
I've watched your streams since you had 100 followers, man.
Yeah. So you know. But anyway. Op4 now doing this massive advancement. We see Kane on point, and he's already right on top of Sector 2.
Members of Golf 1 from Blue 4 that could possibly be telling the other Blue 4 what's going on.
Yeah, they're right in the middle of a massive formation, though, and they got Arma Jesus pushing their position, and Arma Jesus, when you're in front of him, he will find you, and he will kick your butt.
Looks like King's about to spot Steve over here on the western flank of Sector 2.
King's already on 3 kills. He is one-man Rambo here. Arma Jesus getting right on top of Golf 1. He did spot them moving, so now that they're in Arma Jesus' sight, it is over for Golf 1. Nicholas getting knocked out. Rodriguez taking shots. King got Steve. No, Steve ran away. All right, but King has a 4th kill now. Oh, a lucky grenade by Rodrigue. Manages to knock Arma Jesus out. Very lucky. Very, very lucky.
And this is where Blue 4 has made a fatal mistake. Take a look at the north.
No, again, they No, I agree with Blue 4 doing that pullback. They need the extra reinforcements now that Op 4 are on their side of the bank. If they didn't pull that force back, they would have had too few forces to actually hold everything. Though they're pulling out of Sector 2 and they're going to go all in on Sector 3, which I think is a bit of a mistake as well. They should have stayed on Sector 2 to hold the open area that King is now crossing to get into the sector. But with him entering that sector, it's going to make Blue 4 route even quicker now because they're going to think Op 4 is right on top of them. And that's going to give Op 4 even more of an opening to get in. Guy Fury getting on the rear of Roderick and trying to take him out. Nicholas also woke back up. So did Armagesus, but with him going down, I think Guy Fury losing contact with Armagesus, they've realized that these forces are down, but this is just going to... We just saw Guy Fury take one of them out. But a lot of Op 4 now closing the noose back here, which is weakening the original assault, but because Sector 2 is under attack, King left the sector, and now he's retaking it. Blue 4 are just pulling back too early, and this is allowing Op 4 to get into better defensive positions here. But now Sector 2 is no longer being taken because Blue 4 is entering with the number advantage. So this is where...
Like Armagesus and Nikolai are having a bit of an issue over here.
Yeah, but you got Ian around there. Again, they're trying to find any other Blue 4. Oh, but Nicholas gets the headshot on Armagesus. Dapper Stash, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of the scenario. And yeah, communication FNF. No way, right? Ah, if only.
Looks like Alpha from Op 4 threw a bunch of smokes and tried to do a charge, but it didn't really go so well.
Yeah. Watching Novix. Actually, before he got headshotted by Steve, he got the gunner on that Mutt Jeep. But now we're seeing a lot of forces disseminating through here. I just saw an Op 4 guy go up to Nicholas, get blown up by a grenade. Nicholas now trying to hold smoke grenade from Ian. Frag grenade rolls a bit far. And Nicholas on a one-man show here. Again, keeping a lot of Op 4 pinned. He gets taken out by Guy Fury on the flank. But that's pulled a lot of Op 4 back to focus on them. So now their attack is staggered. And with trickling forces, we see King is no longer alive. Looks like he tried to cross and got eliminated. This could be Blue 4 saving grace. We still have Bravo 2 for Op 4 coming around the other side, but they're now taking fire by a few guys that were still watching the northern side. But Blue 4 still has a decent shot here, though, but as Op 4 starts reconsolidating, this could change. And then you got Echo up here with the Stinger. Again, they've served their purpose. I think they're just holding up here, ready to move out, maybe as Op 4 pushes more forces in. Hard to tell. Op 4 is just all over the damn place right now with no true cohesion. Blue 4 have a solid defensive line on Sector 3. They could just keep killing single or small groups of enemies that come up to him. Luna sick on the rear. Schnuffles. Buddy gets headshotted by Schnuffles.
So one main factor that can change all of this is if Bravo 1 from the north can take a lot out.
Yeah, but there's already forces on the northern side to deal with them. So I think Blue 4 has the best play they can make right now. And Op 4, until they reconsolidate, aren't going to have the numbers to really beat out that final sector. They do have two guys holding Sector 2. That's going to get overwhelmed in a few minutes, but they can take out quite a few guys before then. Firebear, thanks for giving What's That a sub. Again, hope you both keep enjoying everything. What's That? Thank you for everything you do on the channel. Drunk Firebear, thanks for all your gift subs. And I hope you all continue to enjoy everything. RB taking marksman fire from DB. Excuse me, Delta DB. All the way on the back, that's Grav. Eric right up on the line. Can't see them through the grass, though. Throws a grenade out of caution. Flux moving in, that's a smoke grenade. And we just saw one of the Blue 4 guys get tagged by Eric, and now the sector's being taken. I don't see RB making any additional kills here. He might get a shot on Eric, but he just doesn't realize it yet. Oh, Eric started noticing, and there he goes.
Take a look at Alpha and Echo northern side.
Yep, so Scandy Recon trying to do a flank here again on the trickling forces. They have a good shot here. Yanni trying to line up a shot on John here. But he loses his opportunity. Now Op 4 is consolidated a bit. But this is Malin and Yanni on the rear. They could do something. Hard to say. We got a lull in the firefighting now as Op 4 is trying to reconsolidate as they take Sector 2 and start pushing to Sector 3. King on point with 8 kills. He's still alive. I thought he went down earlier. Using smoke to move up. Yanni about to get in the rear of John, but he don't see him through. Oh, does he see him through the bush? Yes, he does. He takes him out. Sector 2 captured. And Op4 not turning anyone around for those gunshots. The sound of Misfit with that stolen 240 Golf is going to draw out Yanni's fire if he continues to fire on the rear. But we also have Kane coming around. He might get shot by Blue 4 as they're starting to come up from the northern side. Yanni throws a frag. That's going to get right on Misfit, and it kills Misfit.
Jamil got killed up in the north by Ivno.
Yeah, Baller found Kane and took him out. Kane on 8 kills, very respectable. But now we might see these two Blue 4 players stop this assault. Satchel's going up and stopping anyone pushing Sector 3 here. Op4 has the number advantage, but again, because they're slowly trickling in, Blue 4 is going to be able to get a lot of free kills here as they have a solid defense line.
Charlotte's crawling up on Sector 3 right now.
Yeah, but again, very separated. And as soon as that smoke runs out, they're going to suffer for it. But Bravo 1 opening up the northern flank might break this defensive line. And Op4, again, it's starting to reconsolidate around what was Sector 2. And they'll be able to push in. Yanni and Malin still on the rear of this assault. Cautious to move in, I get it. And Yanni gets knocked out, I think, by friendly fire from Mail, based off of where I see those shots. And that's the risk when you're in the middle of enemy lines, is you will get blue on blue. And I think he just got double tapped by Mail as well. Korvac in the AO gets a kill on Vagrant. Korvac about to now hit Mail in the back of the head. Hillary Clinton style Newton coming around. Korvac runs to cover so Newton doesn't spot him. Newton is now being seen by Korvac. Korvac gets kill number 6 on Newton. Renly, kill number 7 for Korvac. And with that, I think Blue 4 has lost a big chunk of their garrison here. Sector 3 being captured because Op4 now has the number advantage inside. They lose it. Explosions going off. Blue 4, yep, they've lost. Malin gets a kill on someone over there, but now he's going to get sandwiched by Ian, and Araya gets knocked out by Ian.
Pierce goes down.
Pierce, all right, Blue 4 command is down. Steve getting suppressed by Bluck, but doesn't get killed. Guy Fieri running in, but he runs into the sector. Spots Steve, gets into a one-on-one, and Guy Fieri outperforms him. NASA gets knocked out and eliminated by Tim Kappa. Lolo trying to suppress as Tim Kappa moves into concealment smoke. Satchel thrown up top. Lolo heard that satchel, so he's going to stay away from it. Tim blows himself up with his own satchel. I freaking love it. He thought he threw it over, but it landed on the top of that, of the Hesco. Onovisky gets the other kill. Is that a wipe? That's a wipe. That's it. All right, round 3 ends at the 26-minute mark, halfway through. So overall, Blue 4 pulled back too early, didn't utilize anything proper, but yeah, Fresno, go ahead, sorry.
Op4 utilized a lot of their vehicles. They utilized their BRDM to distract pretty much all of Blue 4's forces on that second sector, while Op4 moved through the west bank.
It did the wind glitch where it played the wind condition twice because they captured the sector at the same time it registered all Blue 4 dying. I love that, the double victory. But anyway, that is going to be it for FNF. Fresno, thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I got to close out my stream, mate.
Oh, I was going to just let you know, you should go take a look at my Twitch for my last stream for FNF Late, because round 1 you should take a look at.
Okay. If I have the time, I will while I'm editing videos. However, I will never go on to FNF Late to cover because I have creative differences with them, unfortunately. But hey, say love you, right?
Don't worry about it. I'm the one that streams up in that time anyway.
All right.
Have a good day, Liru.
You too, Fresno. See you later. All right, guys. So, how do we make Friday better? Vix is dragging me to another first MEU op. That is going to be in an hour and a half, so I have to go clear that with Forensic. And then we'll do, because Dante has an Arma op to do at 9. So after he does that op, we'll probably play more Starship Trooper, and I might play some DayZ to wait for him if that op finishes up quicker. But I will go and do my part because I know quite a few of you want to jump in with me on that. So let's shoot for maybe around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that Starship Trooper. I hope that's not too late. But anyway, that is it for FNF. So thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. We'll be back in about 2 hours, maybe a little less, because, again, Vix is dragging me to a first MEU op. Which, you know, actually, I say that with disdain, but they don't actually have bad ops, to be perfectly honest. I'll give that to them. But anyways, guys, cheers, have a good one, and go operate operationally. Enjoy your Friday. Starship Trooper op is tomorrow, by the way, too.